Live from Hollywood. It's Free Hollywood Live, the live show where libertarian comrades discuss pop culture, top news, disruptive technologies, and shoot the shit with you, the commenters, in the chat. And for you listening to the replay as well, welcome. I am your anointed host, Anarcho Jesus, twin stepbrother of the actual Lord Jesus, Lord and Savior of pop culture. Where there is injustice, you will find him. When facts need checking, he'll be there. A monster in a tuxedo who prefers his Corona shaken, not stirred. He's Justice. Hey, man, welcome.
How you doing, man?
Good, good. Oh, you have some hot tea there? Is that what you're drinking tonight? Careful, don't spill it on your computer, man.
I got a couple ice cubes for later.
Oh, nice, nice. I have a Tecate queued up, not cracked quite yet. Right. And his is the voice of calm and reason, albeit from the dark side. It's the professor of alchemy with a doctorate and many abilities many consider to be unnatural. It's Darth Yoda. Hey, man.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Rent is due. How about that? Rent is due, gentlemen. This is where the shit gets real.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Good point. I mean, like, how many people are not paying rent today or tomorrow, this month?
Well, if you've been tuned into the Tecate task force as I have, you've heard the president and some of his advisors and some of the financial people representing the administration say that there's going to be lots of leniency for people to not pay rent and not to pay mortgages and so forth over the next several months. It's not what I'm hearing on the streets, though. What I'm hearing on the streets is landlords putting notices on people's doors saying, hey, the apocalypse is no reason not to pay rent. I expect a check tomorrow.
Really? I haven't heard that yet.
Oh, I mean, we're in a mortgage situation, so we didn't get that notice. But that's what I've heard, messages on Facebook and so forth. Yeah. What about you guys? What's your experience with your slumlord?
Well, I've continued to work, so I haven't been hit.
You're just going to keep paying. Good. Me too. I don't really believe all this forgiveness talk, even though I'm glad that they're talking this way. You know, it's happening in Italy when they said they would be postponing mortgages and not charging fees and interest and so forth. I got a little bit excited, I got to tell you. But instead of going that route, we're going to keep paying because you got to pay it at some point. You maybe get forgiveness on your interest for a few months, but you eventually have to pay that principal down, unless we go full economic collapse. And then in that case, I guess we have bigger problems. Darth Yoda, kind of quiet over there, my friend. Did you not pay your rent? Oh, I see. It's 420 somewhere in the world.
Indeed.
Thanks for the reminder. I've got my Tecate queued up. Let's get that going.
Nice.
All right. A little something to wet the whistle. They say it's better to have the hot tea, though, during Corona season, because it breaks down the mucus. Also, if you take a sip of a hot beverage, it does a better job of flushing your throat. You can have virus in your throat and not be infected. And if you flush it down early enough into your stomach acids, it'll take care of the virus and you won't get infected. So sipping on hot tea all day actually could keep you not infected, even if you're making out with infected people.
Well, I think to get infected, you're supposed to have to breathe it. It's supposed to go into your lungs. I don't think mouth contact necessarily causes infection.
It's the water droplets. It's the aerosol, the water vapor.
Right, has to get to your lungs. I don't know.
Right.
Unless you.
So what you're saying basically is, and I'm not sure that you've tested this out in real world or is this just theory? But basically what you're saying, if you're swapping spit, that's pretty much going directly down into the stomach acids. So it's not going to affect you.
Yeah.
And you can't get infected through your penis.
Exactly what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, I mean, a lot of people on Mardi Gras tested that theory out. But the problem is it's hard to not breathe in the same room with the person. That's the problem. I saw this video today. Not today. It was a couple of days ago. But I saw this video. I don't have it to show it. But again, coming through Chinese media, it was really disturbing. It shows how aerosol fills a room when you sneeze, and how just talking, like they kind of black lights, and they set two people in a room talking to one another, kind of like we are, except for like in the actual room with one another. And it shows like how much spray there is. Like it's incredible.
Ew.
Like, yeah, you just wouldn't even imagine how much spray there is. We have to do it this way now, live streams. Quarantine and chill, my friends. Thank you, by the way, for everyone that's joining us tonight. I see a few people out there. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, just to encourage other people to join us in the fun tonight. And so, Rent, everyone's good? We're all good?
All good on the hood.
Man, that was a long pause. I was just worried about Darth Yoda there for a second. I'm like, hey, man, there's Western Union. I could help you out or something if you needed.
Hey, have you been able to continue working, Darth Yoda?
Kind of.
Are you able to do what you do remotely, or?
Yes.
Good.
Some of it anyway.
Yeah. That's cool.
What tools are you using from home? Zoom?
Right now, I don't know, I'm not going to get into a lot of professional stuff over Livestream, but I'm doing mostly the writing component from home.
Oh, writing. Okay, that's good. So you don't have to do any teleconferencing or anything like that?
No, not right now.
No. Yeah, a lot of people are working from home that, they find themselves working from home and hadn't really ever planned to, but they've quickly picked up tools like Zoom to get the teleconferencing going so they can have their daily meetings just like they were before. I'm sure they're still falling asleep in the meetings just like they were before. maybe they just put like a still image of themselves up, like with their eyes wide open and awake, but they're actually just asleep.
Well, I know we have meme review coming up, and I don't think this meme made the cut, but this is a meme that went around at the start of all this, way back when, a week or two ago, which is like, look at all of those meetings that really could have been emails after all.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things have been revealed through this. We see how quickly the government can like snap to action whenever rich people are in trouble. Things that they were never supposed to be able to do. Your boss and your job and things that they would never, ever consider to allow you to do suddenly is like, hey, okay. And actually the way things probably will be, enjoy that aspect of the thing. But the hearts do go out, by the way. I mean, listen, I haven't been personally affected by this just yet, other than the inconveniences to society that we're all feeling. But I don't know anyone yet personally that has contracted it, thankfully. But there are people out there, maybe even listening, that do, and just want to let you know our hearts do go out with you, hearts in prayer and all that. Take good care of yourselves and love your loved ones as long as you have them. We have an uncle stuck in the South with cancer, and he would like to have visitors and such, but it's kind of difficult under the circumstances. Yeah. Things are getting real, man. Things are getting real. I'm looking forward to reading the posts on Facebook and Twitter tomorrow when rent comes due.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Things might start getting weird.
Hey, man, I've been working on something today. I thought maybe I would share it with you guys if I can find it real quick. You remember when we had a talk a few streams ago about things that are not canceled during the apocalypse. The are not canceled list we'll be doing right now. Things like polishing your car and finishing projects that you've started in the past. And I mentioned that I had a few music projects I was working on.
Oh yeah.
Well, this one isn't one that I was actually working on per se, but it was in my head, you know. I think I actually did a freestyle on one of our streams with these lyrics. Pull this up real quick. Okay, I need to share my. Here we go. Wait, should I share that or? Yeah, I guess so. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, it's an Ethereum composition.
Yes, indeed. Okay, here we go.
Sitting on my ETH bag and my bullish crypto was till that party's over. Candle told me hell no. Big giant Darth Vader copies swinging down low. I checked with Crypto Cave. He got wrecked by the dildo.
Yeah, so that's a concept that I'm working on.
Excellent.
Did you like that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Could you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear it okay?
Yeah.
Of course, it isn't going to sound as good because you're hearing it
Yeah.
like,
Didn't get the full range.
into a microphone from a speaker rather than the actual mix down. But and it's okay because it's an early mix anyway. I'm going to make a bass music out of it, you know, so it's going to be like really thumping for the
It'll
club.
be just in time for Ethereum to get back to its all-time high, or
Yeah.
just back to 150.
Oh man. I know, man. I'm down like $100 per Ethereum from the target price that I was hoping to buy. And I did buy. I'm down. Thank you very much. Therefore the song. I waited forever to buy Ethereum and I thought, surely we're close to the bottom. We were just minus 30 more percent.
Yeah.
I almost picked Tecate on my laptop. Hang on.
Yeah, it's very symbolic of the state of crypto.
You have to laugh, dude. Let me pull up this other thing. This is something that Justice sent during the week, and I haven't had a chance to look at it. But I thought maybe since I haven't had a chance to look at it, we'd just look at it right now.
Cool.
Here it is. Okay. Oh, let me shut my video down. Bang, bang. Share screen. This is a video titled "How to Significantly Slow the Spread," I believe. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, this is that
Okay.
the mask one.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. As soon as I can find it. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet. Let's go. Oh, let's get some sound.
Important message for all of you, especially if you live in a country that is right now facing the new coronavirus.
Can you hear that okay? Okay.
The pandemic is growing exponentially in many countries. But the Czech Republic is one of the few in Europe that has significantly slowed down the spread of the virus.
Redheads are so cute.
In this video, we would like to tell you what we did differently,
So cute.
mainly to help you to do the same. We are following social distancing and the rules state.
Paul Joseph Watson video on social distancing today.
Oh, Paul Joseph Watson is much less cute.
Others do that too.
He's got a hot accent.
Strict hygienic procedures. Others do that as well.
I tell you,
Are you guys aware that we need to wash our hands? Because I've never heard anybody say that before.
I have never washed my hands as much as I have in the last month. And there's a video. I really should find it and pull it up. It's so useful. But again, I saw it through Chinese media. It was a doctor who washed his hands with ink, and he had gloves on. It wasn't like he was just pouring ink on his hands. But the thing is it showed like how much you miss when you just do a basic wash, and it showed how much you actually have to do, like scrubbing the back of your thumbs and things of that to get a full cleansing. So I've been doing all that stuff. It's like incredible.
But the main difference is wear a face mask.
And you know how squeaky clean, you've heard that phrase, right? Like literally when I touch things, my hands are squeaking now.
Everyone.
I love the melancholy music.
I know.
Oh shit.
Maybe told you that masks wouldn't
Oh
protect
no,
you.
we had to cover it up.
Proving that even a homemade mask.
I don't mind the look, like the aesthetic of wearing the mask. The problem is I can't understand what the hell she's saying. She's all.
It could be better that we're not hearing what she's saying.
Partially. Any protection is essential today. But now the more important thing. Masks fundamentally
That animation is legit. I mean, I have to say,
prevent the transmission from you to others by sneezing, coughing, but also breathing. And many
I mean, look at that. Motion blur, blinking. Like this is definitely outsourced to India.
people are
Yeah,
most
good.
contagious before they start showing symptoms. So when we both have a face mask, I protect you, you protect me.
I mean, she's right. The face mask isn't just to protect you. Like you're protecting others too that are in the vicinity of your disgusting self.
The face masks I bought, they're
What was that?
and they have a valve, but the valve lets air escape, and it's supposed to not protect others from you. It only protects you from others.
I heard that too. So basically, the N95 mask that has like the little Darth Vader filter protects
that's
you,
actually
but
not
doesn't
N95.
protect others as much.
They call it a CV mask, charcoal.
Oh, the charcoal
valve.
mask.
CV
Okay.
charcoal valve V.
Charcoal valve.
Yeah, some are one valve, some are two valves. They're just
Man.
like or vents. I should say vents. I think. It could be
Okay.
vent.
Vent.
V stands for the thing that lets the air out.
Huh, how ironic that it's a CV mask for CV. And it's not the same CV. Wow. But anyway, yeah, you're right. And what I've heard is that not only that, but there are those N95 masks that don't have the filter like that, but they're still N95 approved, something about the thickness of the material and the layering of it,
Sure.
that it's still N95 certified. Those particular masks not only protect you, but everyone around you.
Right. Yeah. They
Doesn't-
don't have a valve or vent, whatever.
Right. And then this mask, like what we see this gentleman wearing, well, I don't know if he's a gentleman. He might be a rapist. But anyway, he's wearing this mask. And he's protecting himself and others, but more others than himself with this kind of mask. Yeah. Okay, back to the video.
Population-wide use of masks
Yeah, he sounds pretty much like a nice guy.
is essential for suppression of the outbreak.
According to our professional
What kind of mask is this one? He looks like a bird beak. Is this really like protecting him?
Does
it looks
that really cover everything?
I know
Like,
his mouth is hanging out of it. It looks like
Yeah.
this looks
It's
like one of those
weird.
bras that like a big boobed girl wears. That's like way too small and it's not nearly appropriate.
experience, a simple homemade mask can prevent
See, look how it's wrapping around the chin there.
yeah, this guy's mask did not come down even close to
Well,
his chin.
The guy
That
could have
is-
had a very small chin, and it was just a beard hanging out the bottom.
That animation's legit. Yeah, see, that is not. Look, he's infecting everybody right now. He might as well just like not be wearing anything. Anyway.
mask can prevent up to 100% of the spread of potentially infected microdroplets.
The more people use masks,
Sorry. Get ready, people. This is humans 2020 and beyond.
the less virus can be distributed.
Man, you know what? Animators' jobs just got a whole lot easier because all the characters wearing masks. You don't have to do that lip sync anymore.
Individuals are exposed.
Just a few days ago, people were laughing at those who wore masks. But some people.
I'm sorry. I'm not over it yet. Come on, it's too soon. Let's laugh a little more. Okay, listen. We seriously got to talk about doing a fashion line, like the post-corona.
Well, yeah, I'm going to bring that up.
Post-corona, post-apocalyptic fashion line. Oh, you're going to bring that up? Okay, good. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
You want to bring it up now?
Like,
We get back to the video.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. What's
I
on your
just
mind
thought-
about that?
I thought it'd be a great idea to do Guy Fawkes.
Oh yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
Right.
I have
right.
that.
Yes.
I have that. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah. You talking about this?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just without the top part, like the nose, top of the cheeks down.
Yeah.
I just got to edit that, and separate out some of the colors, because there are differences.
Did you make this?
No, I just found it.
Oh, you found it. Okay, but anyway, it's super cool.
Yeah,
I can go
made for
full
screen
screen here.
printing, I believe. I mean, it
There
could
it
be
is.
easily used for screen printing.
You can pause your video right now, people, and do print screen if you're on a PC, and do Command Shift and the number 3 if you're on a Mac, and boom, you've got it. Your own personalized, custom, homemade Guy Fawkes mask. Enjoy that. It'll keep you safe during the apocalypse, and it will also protect your anonymity. Anonymity. Right?
Yeah, I thought that'd be an excellent product to have.
Well, it's funny is we were talking about this, and we'll get back to the video in a minute, but even before all of this pandemic and everything, that personal identity is something that's disappearing. Or, sorry, I said that totally wrong.
Anonymity?
Yeah. Privacy is disappearing. Your personal anonymity is, becoming a relic of the past. And we were talking in the past, like, hey, maybe there's a way to change culture to where it's acceptable to wear masks.
Exactly.
We weren't thinking of pandemic. We were thinking of like that movie Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. You guys seen that movie? It's a great movie, by the way. It's a sci-fi movie. Surprisingly, a sci-fi movie. Like, that was a curveball. Never saw that coming. I just thought it was a movie about crazy people. But good movie. But we were referencing how he had that mask in the movie, and how if you had a mask that was aesthetically pleasing and it was culturally acceptable, then our perfect overlords could do nothing about it, and that would totally defeat the security state. Yeah, we were talking about that years ago, but here we are, where everyone's seriously talking.
Facial recognition will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, I see people all the time wearing masks out and about.
You mean now?
Currently, yeah.
Currently, yeah.
Are you guys seeing
more of
people
it.
walking around with masks on, or?
Yeah, I'm seeing more of it, but I mean, a lot
Seeing
of
more
people-
of it, but they're not. Yeah, they're not Guy Fawkes masks or particularly
Right.
fashionable.
They're all just basic, generic.
They're all just
masks.
very basic little white masks.
Yeah, I think producing these like right now, we'd be way ahead of the curve. I would like to
Yeah,
make
to-
it super
maybe-
cheap so they become like
Yeah.
ubiquitous.
maybe even too far ahead. I don't know. Couldn't wear anyone really to get serious about the fashion
Yeah,
element, but
Well, speaking of next season, we were supposed. I think today or tomorrow, the 15 days is over, right?
is that right?
Oh,
Well, they've extended it, but yeah, it was going to be
A month.
15. Now
A
it's
month.
21. and now it's a month. Yeah, that's today in the Tecate task force. They said, yeah, a month. So a full 31-day month cycle.
Yeah.
They said 21, but I think they were meaning 21 after the 10 days.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that. I mean, I wasn't, because that's what I've been saying, but I don't know. I mean, I was really hoping that I was wrong. I was really hoping this wasn't going to go on for months.
It's going on for months, and the panic was totally predictable, and preparing was obvious. Super obvious, as Elon would say, but I don't even know if Elon prepared. You know, he tweeted on
No, he didn't.
Twitter that the panic was super dumb.
Elon and I think the same on this topic, I think.
Probably on a lot of topics, I'd say, but I mean, not to inflate your ego or anything, but yeah, I have noticed that. I've noticed that you and Elon on the same wavelength a lot. But he's come around as far as, I mean, I don't know that he ever wasn't around on the whole idea of the exponential nature of a pandemic, but he said the panic was dumb, and it is dumb.
Well, the panic is dumb.
It's just totally predictable.
But I mean, how can you have the media, 24/7 streaming, fear and not expect a panic? I mean, that's what you're going to get.
Well, in the beginning they
said
weren't.
10 million people in the U.S. were going to die, and then they scaled that back to 1 million. Now they're saying maybe 100,000. I mean,
you tuned in today, I think. You're talking like you tuned into the Tecate task force. See, that was my job. See, I tuned into the Tecate task force so you don't have to. But apparently Justice has broken quarantine to tune into the Tecate task force or something. I guess you don't have to break quarantine for that. But wow, I mean, that you broke a social norm, because I never heard of you tuning in to the president or.
I like to watch those because I like to know. I like to be able to predict what's going to happen next. So you got to be aware, I think.
Well, you made the point before I even brought it up, but yeah, the Tecate Task Force is one of the most highest rated television programs in the history of television.
Wow!
Right now. Did you know that? Yeah.
Wow. Orange Man has another hit reality show.
Yeah, I think the numbers on this maybe even surpass The Apprentice in its best season.
Almost 2 hours after it started, and it was still going. I don't know how long it lasted.
He kept going, and today it was like apparently somebody somewhere, I didn't read it or hear it, but somebody somewhere said that he cut the reporters off too soon last time, didn't give them enough time to answer all their questions and things. So this time he was like, okay, one more question. And he took like 20 more one more questions today. And then he said, and now no one's going to complain that I didn't give you enough questions today, are you? Okay, all right, one more. It's funny. Yeah. But yeah, you're basically doing the report for me. I mean, okay, tell us more. Okay, 100 to 200,000 is the estimated worldwide dead. Yeah. I thought they were just talking about California.
By the way, my initial prediction was that only 10,000 in the U.S. would die from this.
That was your initial prediction. That's right.
I don't think I made that live, but...
Well, you said that it would probably be an order of magnitude off somewhere. Well, anyway.
What are we up to? I tried to find out before we get jumped on, and I think it's somewhere around 3,000 so far.
Oh, right now? Let's look it up. I'll share stream. John Hopkins. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay. How do I do this? I don't ever really...
Click on the U.S.
Okay, so I'm just going to click right there. Oh, on the left? Okay, here we go.
Except to go state by state in the U.S., so there you just have
3,899.
No, that's worldwide.
No.
Oh, no. That's
once
America.
Clicks on the U.S., it says to the right. Okay. So total of 188,000 infected, 3,899 is total deaths in the U.S.
Okay.
And then what do I do? Do I need to drill down?
No, I mean, what do you want to? I mean, that's all I was trying to find out how many have died in the U.S. And
how would I find out about California?
On the left
zoom
side.
In. Zoom in and click on California.
Okay. Oh, dang.
Oops. Zoomed way in.
Wow. I just clicked it once. Okay. All right.
You should be able to click on Snap. Looks like your browser crashed.
Oh, we just got a report. Breaking news. What was it again? 8534.
What's that?
In California. So 8,534 are infected in California. I think I just killed this page. It's asking me to sign in, and I'm not going to. But okay. All right.
You should be able to just refresh.
Yeah. Just refresh it here.
Once you click
my wife has been really good keeping up with the California numbers, and yeah, it's seems to be exponential, and it seems to be early on at this point.
I haven't been tracking New York, but it seems like there's a lot of chatter about massive outbreak in New York. Is that what you guys are hearing?
Yeah, that's like the epicenter currently, and New Orleans is another one because of Mardi Gras. Okay, I have fatal errors here. We are going to kill the link and get back to the stream here. Oops. You guys there?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, there it is. I thought I killed the stream. Okay. Well, you know, if I drop off, I think you guys could continue and I'd be able to join back in later.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how that would work. Yeah. If that ever happens. So.
And the John Hopkins map is coming up with errors for me right now too. So it's probably on.
Oh, okay. It's not me.
You probably broke it.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought it was me. Yeah, I thought. Oh, I broke it for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is when you're kind of you've been doing updates again and again, and you kind of like repeating the same stuff, and you're running out of things to say, and it kind of felt like that a little bit today. I don't know. Did you feel that? Maybe you didn't, because I've been watching a lot of them. So for me, I kind of felt that he was covering a lot of the same stuff he had covered yesterday and the day before, and so forth. But you know, it's one of those situations where it's like he's almost just checking in with the American people so they don't panic more than they already have. I remember a situation once where I was working with an artist, and we were working together on a project, and the client turned out to be a deadbeat. And it was a client I'd never worked for before, and kind of contacted me randomly. And I never usually work with people like that. I made this exception because I needed the work, and my friend needed the work. So we took the project on together. And when we delivered the project, the client disappeared on us. And my friend, who lives in Ireland, was freaking out. He's like, oh my God, you know, did we just do all this work and we're not going to get paid? And I was like, listen, you don't need to worry because you're working for me. Kind of, I brought you in on this. I'll make sure you get paid, even if I got to pay for it, you know, kind of thing. But he didn't want that to happen. So he wasn't really satisfied with that. He was like, listen, I can make bombs. I will be there. I'm going to get on a plane. I'm like, wait a second. No. I'll intimidate him myself. Don't worry. So I got Jabba with me, and we got in the car and drove down to the client's house several times, and, you know, tried to just kind of hang out. First, we talked to him, but that didn't seem to work. So then we're just kind of lurking, hanging out, you know, telling him, we know you're going to do the right thing. And that just never seemed to work. But here's the thing. My friend in Ireland had me calling him every day on Skype just to give him the update. I'm telling him, yeah, I went to the guy's house. We talked. He tells me this, you know, reassures by the end of the month, whatever. He's like, by the end of the month, no, that's not good enough. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get back on that. And just every day for about 2 weeks, I'm giving him these updates. But it got to a point after a couple of weeks where there
No new information.
was like nothing new to tell. It was like, you know, we're at a standstill at this point. And in fact, got to the point where I ended up going to small claims court over this one. And oh yeah, I'll give you the full story here in just a second. But the point of this story was my friend, when I didn't have anything new to update him with, and when I kind of went silent for one day, not just like, it was just one day. It wasn't a week or like several days. It was just one day. I was like, there's nothing new to report. He freaked out. He panicked. Like, he's like, I'm buying plane ticket, building a bomb. Like, I'm like, no, man, you don't have to go full IRA on the guy. I'll take care of it. I had to start giving him the daily updates again. And I realized that even if I had to make stuff up, I had to keep giving him the daily updates. Otherwise, he'd panic and want to fly out here. The good news is we got the money, fully paid. But what it took was, while I was in small claims, there was a third party guy there promoting his business, and what his business is to deliver the summons. So when you go to small claims, the court will assign the sheriff to deliver the summons for you, unless you have a third party that you want to deliver the summons for you, and you could pay someone. It was about $50, and I was like, you know what? I want to make sure that this thing gets delivered to the number and follow up and call and find out when it's going to happen and where and what happened, etc. If you just let the court do it, it'll happen when it happens, and there's no one to call, kind of thing. So I hired the guys like $50. He says, look, the guys that I work with that deliver these summons, they look like the Sons of Anarchy. I was like, yeah. And I was watching the show at the time. He's like, yeah, man, all tatted up with the Harleys. I'm like, all right, you're hired. And I got paid within the week. It was incredible. Like, yeah. And I asked the guy, I'm like, well, what happened? He's like, well, my guy, Sons of Anarchy, shows up. He heard the hog. Goes up to the door, delivers the summon, and the dude paid me that day.
Nice.
Holy hell! Wow.
They said he looked visibly disturbed.
I'm like, I love
good.
Free enterprise.
Finally. Yeah. By the way, if you ever do the small claims thing, you always, and this is the difficult thing. You always have to go to the court where they are. That's just the way it works. So just so you know, if you've never done it before, it's kind of a hassle if the person you're trying to get your money from lives in another state or something. Fortunately, this guy lived about an hour away, so it was just a drive. But yeah, anyway, the president seems to be doing this with America right now. Like, there wasn't a whole lot to update today. There wasn't a whole lot of new news covering a lot of the same ground, but I guarantee there was more eyeballs on today's Tecate task force than there was on the best season of The Apprentice.
He was just reinforcing his anchors to keep us in a transcendental state.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if how aware he is of, like, when he's being so repetitive and he's using the visual metaphors. He's very visual in his language when he's talking. That stuff really resonates with people. Like, it sticks. It's real sticky. Like in the nicknames he gives people. I mean, basically, when he nicknamed, remember, listen, I mean, we all kind of have short-term memories when it comes to politics. No one really wants to think about politics. But I recall back during and I really didn't want to get involved in politics again after Ron Paul. Just Trump was interesting.
He was entertaining.
What was that?
Entertaining.
Yeah, it was totally entertaining. Still is. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear you better. But I recall him taking out like the entire Republican field one at a time with nicknames. Like, as soon as he said low energy Jeb, that was it. Jeb was over. And then you saw Jeb like trying to show energy on stage, and then you really knew it was over.
Please clap.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I kind of wish we were going to have a regular election, because I really wanted to see what a debate between Trump and Biden would look like. I
mean, I would.
If it even ends up being Biden and we don't have last
it
second
like
word
it will.
to Cuomo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Biden. Guys, correct me. I don't pay close attention to Joe Biden, but from the cursory look that I've had, he seems to be in a. Not only does he have a problem with his mental state, and it's kind of like exponentially. Like the way this virus is taken off is the way he's falling off the cliff mentally. Is that what it looks like to me? You remember when he disappeared for like a week? And then he came back and there was this video that they had produced. The story was
that was right at the beginning of this. Yeah.
Yeah. And the story was they spent the week retrofitting his house with a studio, with lighting, getting everything set up, getting the set just right, getting the sound just right. And they produced this video of him stumbling over himself with good lighting. And, that's just really kind of strange because it doesn't take a week, these days.
Well, they had all these excuses like, the ceiling was higher than we thought, or something like that.
Oh, so they remodeled his house? That's why it took a week. They had to remodel the house.
I guess so. No, I mean, seriously, they were like, oh, well, it was scheduled for today, but it's not happening today because the ceiling was higher than we expected for the, audio equipment or something.
My God. I mean, pick up your phone, press the selfie camera, and go live. Like, that's how it works these days. I'm sure that's how AOC would be doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's bake some cookies and talk politics. Hey. For 3 hours straight live, and I'm not stumbling or stuttering. So I think it seems as though it's probably going to be Cuomo. I mean, that's what everyone in the alternative media seems to be saying right now, which may be a little ahead of the curve. I don't know if you out there listening are tuned into the same. I guess Tim Pool said it first, and then Joe Rogan. And now it just seems like, that's in the zeitgeist. Even today during the questioning and the Tecate task force, when it was question and answer in the media, they kept bringing up Mario Cuomo. Or I'm sorry, it's Andrew Cuomo, right?
Yeah.
Andrew Cuomo, sorry. Yep. They kept bringing up Cuomo, and I think the reason why is because they know how many eyeballs are on the task force live stream, and they just want to get his name out there. They're just trying to get his name into people's ears. They're trying to get that earworm working.
I kind of. Do you guys think that it's possible that they always wanted Cuomo, but since he didn't start running, they couldn't have tried to run him as a regular candidate? Like what's his name? Bloomberg started like way too late, and so he didn't even get on most of the states. And so even if Cuomo did run, then they couldn't get any traction on that. So then they set up everybody to vote for Biden. And so then once it went to Biden, then they could say, well, he's really not capable for the office.
Well, I'm not sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was done pretty much. And now they're able to get Cuomo in.
Well, I mean, I don't know who these masterminds are that you're thinking of over in the Democratic Party. I'm not sure they exist. But maybe some puppet masters pulling the string. I mean, I doubt it. I think that they're stumbling over themselves. They're panicking. They have no idea what they're doing. They didn't learn any lessons from 2015 and 16 at all. They're still arrogantly thinking somehow that they have this power that they obviously clearly don't have anymore. And anyway, I registered Democrat. I'm a little disappointed with my party ever since I registered, because they just seem to be like little children. They're not even in the adult conversation these days.
Yeah. Well, as the world's last remaining Grover Cleveland Democrat, I've been very disappointed in the party for a very long time.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that, dude. Yeah, I feel you as a 3-month registered Democrat myself.
But no, I think you're giving them too much credit in terms of their ability to, plan something out quite that elaborate. So, even if they do go with Cuomo, I just don't see it as something that they had been thinking about and like this great plot behind the scenes that requires a level of competence that they don't seem to have.
I had always thought they were eventually going to throw Hillary into the mix. And
I thought so too. Like if there was some kind of master plan, it would be that like she's waiting in the wings the whole time and like lets all of them just destroy themselves, and she'll swoop in at the convention and go for it.
That's what I was thinking. But what if her health has just deteriorated enough to where they had to find somebody else?
I mean, that's probably it. She's just not. You saw her last time. I mean, is she better now than she was in 2016? I doubt it. She was not doing well back then.
That was just she just had a cold that weekend or something.
Yeah. We all saw it
when she was stumbling into the limousine.
Right, when the mucus collapsed. When the giant mucus balls were being speculated into the drinking cup during her live talk. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see that video? Like people zoomed in on it, slowed down. She acted like she's taking a drink of water, but she was really like spitting into the glass, and it was like these giant mucus balls.
Oh wow!
Gross.
Yeah, dude.
So the Tecate flu started with Hillary.
Maybe she started. Man, and people aren't taking the social distancing all that seriously, it seems. That Paul Justice Watson video, I just wanted to pull up a little bit of it because he reveals, we were talking just a little while ago about how in the beginning President Trump was dismissive of this whole pandemic thing. But he wasn't the only one. Here, let's take a listen. Here.
Yeah, not everybody is totally convinced that the government is correct on this.
That's true. Let's see.
Some people are actually not totally confident that the government is always right.
Hey, all right. I'm going to share screen. Boom.
You should say no. If your friends ask you to meet, you should say no. You should say no.
Responding to a drop in business in late February, Nancy Pelosi encouraged the people of San Francisco to gather in large crowds in Chinatown.
She has been going around to show that it is perfectly safe to be here.
It's exciting to be here, especially at this time, to be able to be unified with our community. We do like to say to people, come to Chinatown.
Come to Chinatown, people. This is like
what I really wanted to see in this video? I really wanted them to show her talking right now how Trump wasn't acting early enough, right next to her doing this at that time when she's, giving him crap for like not doing some total lockdown back then when she was doing this.
Yeah, could you remind me about that later? That might be a video we could put on our channel.
Yeah, we should, totally.
Yeah. I definitely could get that edit done. Just remind me later because I might forget after the stream. I'm only one Tecate deep, but I have another one that's on standby. Here, let me get that started and lock that down. All right, we're going hard.
Here we are. Come join us.
So having tacitly denied the severity of coronavirus by urging people to congregate in huge groups as recently as a month ago, Pelosi then had the nerve to blame Trump's early denial for the spread of COVID-19.
The president, his denial at the beginning was deadly.
You must stay at home.
Come join us. We should be taking every precaution. Come join us.
That's not social distancing.
Yeah, great video. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but
yeah, I think we get the point.
Definitely check that one out. Yeah. There was another video that one of you guys sent that I didn't see. I thought maybe we could do a reaction because I'm pretty sure that whoever sent it is the only one that saw it. Oh, hang on. That's not it. That's not it. Oh yeah, here it is. It's a Joe Rogan clip about the
oh yeah.
Oh, you're the one that sent it, aren't you?
Yeah. Play it. Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you need me to share it or something?
No, I got it here.
All right.
I downloaded it. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's almost like news should be non-profit. I got a fucking breaking story for you. I forgot. What? I cannot believe I almost forgot it.
Now, just so you know, I'm totally green on this topic. I've seen photos, images of the horseman, but anyway, I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
You should call him Horseman Jack.
Horseman Jack. No, that's what I was wondering. Like earlier, I wanted to include him in the thumbnail for tonight's stream, but I'm like,
I don't think
wait a
anybody
second.
actually calls him Horseman.
I have the People's Republic of Beijing watching over my shoulder. How do I Google this and not bring up porn?
Okay, you got to bring up one of the meme pictures, just so.
Okay. And then do like a search by image or something?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I would probably do. I'm just saying the audience may not know at all what we're talking about.
Because I put a search
I
into
still don't know what you're talking about, really.
Well, I mean, I don't use Google anymore. We've de-Googled our lives as best as possible. But using DuckDuckGo, I typed a search into the bar, like horse dick meme. And before I pressed search, I just realized, what's going to come up when I press this? And all the people walking through my room right now. And that's when I text you guys, what's the name of that? Anyway, let's watch this.
So you know the guy in those texts, the big black guy. Yes. Yeah. Well, let's explain that. It's a trick. People always say the link. Oh my God, it's now killing more 20-year-olds than any disease ever. You're like, what? You click the link, and there's this jacked black dude with a dick that looks like my leg.
You never wait. You sent memes, but you never sent that meme. I've seen pictures of the dude, but not like you click into it and there's actually a dick pic.
I've never. Yeah, no. I just remember getting that. Oh my God, I think I got that on Instagram or something forever ago.
Well, the one that you got.
So this is an old meme, but it's now taken off because
years ago.
Rogan mentions it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, memes have a tendency to have a resurgence in a new context.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when the NPC meme, the non-player character meme, right? One of the most hilarious memes of 2019, where, and it just happened all at once. It was great. It was so good.
It was.
People on Reddit basically had this conversation going in the background about, these SJWs are really like NPCs. And they started making images and memes and ideas in the background, and then one day just bombed Twitter with it. They created hundreds of NPC accounts with images of SJWs as NPCs. And was the image they used for the NPC? Well, it was an old meme from way back when. It was Mr. Empathetic guy, Mr. Empathy. It was a really badly drawn cartoon character that's gray with this really shaky line quality.
Terrible line quality.
Yeah, terrible line quality.
I never knew that was a pre-existing character.
Yeah, just like this. It was a pre-existing meme that was repurposed for the new meme. and which has just taken on a life of its own since then. Even today, Black Pigeon Speaks posted a video where the image thumbnail was done in that style, and it was just amazing. It had this trans character that was all gray with that line quality, but just with 5 o'clock shadow and this pink hair, and brilliant. I really should have loaded that up for tonight, but let's listen to more of this.
Yeah.
This is funny.
You've seen a bigger dick, right? That's what his expression is. And it's limp. It's limp. Yeah, there he is. There he is. That guy. Yeah. So
I didn't know what I was looking at first. I thought, is it Shaquille O'Neal?
It's just
I just didn't know.
Guy.
news. He's dead, right? He's dead. He died a few years.
Oh, sorry, ladies.
That meme of has gone viral. I mean, I get 25 a day from different people. I have a doctor friend who sends me, like, Jesus Christ. So it's like, it's not just in like a comedy circle. I'm sure people listening or watching have seen it as well. So I was like, man, who is this fucking guy, right? Like, you gotta just get curious. You keep seeing this, and it's like sort of like this sense of relief from the seriousness of the day, right? You'll be just seeing like these people died, and quarantines, and then you get this ridiculous text, and it's this guy. So I saw an article where the photographer who took that photo was like, oh, it's so sad that people are using his image that way, because he passed away, and he thought it was kind of offensive that he was being used to prank or whatever. And he said, I saw that people started selling merch with this guy's face on it, and he goes, I just wish, because I own the photograph, and I'm not trying to come after anyone. I just wish they would share proceeds of that merch with the family. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I launched a shirt with that guy's face on it that says, wash your hands.
No.
What does it say? I can't.
Wash your hands. Yes.
I was able to get in touch with the photographer, the guy who took that picture. And then I got in touch with the model's fiance, whatever. He passed away. So, anyways, I contacted her. I found her. I've learned a little.
I'm kind of glad he said her. I'm sorry. He just.
And I'm giving them the proceeds from the shirt sale. All the profits will go to them. And I also found that when he died, the family wasn't prepared financially for anything, so they had to set up a GoFundMe for his funeral and tombstone and all that. So I'm gonna blast it out. And I talked to them. They're happy with it. So that's my breaking news. That's That's important news.
Jamie told me his dick's not really as big.
I didn't get into that with her. I've heard that as well. I saw the original blog post. You did? Let's see what the original. I don't.
What was it? Photoshopped or prosthetic?
Oh, please don't tell me that's going to take a while. Did you pull it up on Twitter? I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, Joe Rogan's fact checker's having the same problem I'm having.
Oh.
Earlier today, trying to pull something up on this guy.
The original hog, please. I just Google it, so I have to find the link. Just Google.
He does drop the name of the guy, so maybe if you search.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Sure
Later I can, because I really got to find a decent image for a thumbnail at some point.
That's not how you find that, Joe. There's going to be a lot of photos that come up. Show me the original black dick. But she, it was funny. She, what was crazy is when I reached out, I found it took me I was doing detective work, to find her, and she was like, I found out about this meme today. She was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, this is like all of America right now. What is this? Who is this?
Not sending it to her. I think so. Yeah. And then someone was like, have you checked out your neighborhood? Remember you're dead.
The original.
Oh God, they were sending it. Oh, I didn't catch. Sorry.
The first meme I saw this year of this was it just showed his face, and it says, if you know who this guy is, you have fucked up friends.
Thank you, Justice. You've corrupted me fully now.
Well, at least I didn't send you the whole picture.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You didn't send me the whole picture. Yeah.
And if you guys did, you would never be the same.
Well, you could have Boogie Nighted it. Like the edited version of Boogie Night where they reveal Dirk Diggler's wiener.
I didn't see the edited version.
Oh, you didn't see the edited version?
No. I didn't know that there was one.
I didn't know that there wasn't one.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, and they just flipped it out.
No way!
It was a prosthetic, yeah.
It was just a giant black bar.
Really?
That was giant to make it, kind of funny because, the black bar was so long.
No, in the original movie, they showed it.
What?
Full frontal, yeah.
I have not seen that version. I mean, not that I'm going to rush out, but
I mean,
it's nice to know. I'm going to rush out to Redbox right now, break quarantine for this. Oh, by the way, there's a lot that's available, I noticed, on pay-per-view right now. And we were talking about Rise of Skywalker on Sunday and why doesn't Disney Plus just release that? Well, they have a few more dollars that they need to sift off of you before they put it on Disney Plus and you pay for it again there. There's a pay-per-view version that you can buy through Apple TV, I believe is what it's called. So if you're looking to see Rise of Skywalker while in quarantine, not that it's recommended by any of us on the REP Freedom Force, but have at it. Apple TV, $5.99 in HD. Was that basically all of this, Justice?
Yeah, that was enough. I mean,
that was enough. Okay,
it was just sort of a little bit of a background.
Yeah, man.
You guys were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" You didn't have fucked up friends.
Listen. There's a lot going on in this world, but honestly, that's the only question that's been on my mind lately. Is who is this guy?
So I found some long article on Vice right now that purports to tell his life story.
Oh, I'm on it. I saw that in the private.
You said it's a long article.
Ah, long and thick.
Would you see it?
Is it right below me?
Girth Yoda. Oh, hang on a second.
Does it have anything to do with the stimulus package?
The liquidity injection. Here it is. The untold story of Wood, the well-endowed man from those coronavirus texts. There he is. Oh, that's him? That doesn't look like him.
It looks very different.
Yeah, it does. He looks way more like healthy here.
Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, that video that we just watched said that it was really low time of his life.
Oh, okay.
Like, I guess he was really down on his luck and he was trying to make money, and so.
So this is a story. Let's see. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit so we can all read. But this is a person that basically had the same question we had. Said, last week I went down a rabbit hole in pursuit of a story. The proliferation of prank texts that appear to provide breaking news links on the COVID-19 pandemic, only to open up a photo of a beefy naked black man with a massive penis. I set out to find the well-endowed man to talk about him and his cult status during the time of crisis, only to find out that every time I Googled it, all I got were pictures of horse dicks. Oh, man. That's great. Okay, so this is vice.com. If you want to read the full article there, I'm not going to Tim pull this thing, but you can find it there. Was there anything I missed? Professor Yoda?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't actually read it yet. I just noticed how long it is.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I know. I just keep scrolling and never get to. You can never see the bottom of it. It just keeps going and going and going.
Very large article.
Gee, this is a Dirk Diggler length article right here, baby. All right, so you can find that at vice.com. And thank you. So now we know the name of the man. I can find the thumbnail reference. Meme review.
Yeah.
Are we prepared?
You have a link? Was that link able to work?
Oh, well, not on my end, but I was hoping that one of you guys, since I was delegating,
sure, I got the album.
Got those memes together. But if not, we could do it on Sunday. Man, we're gonna have a lot of memes though by the time we get around to it. That was like 100 of them right now. So no memes. I don't have any.
I mean, I could do it. I mean, I have them all. I shared them all, so I wasn't sure, how you wanted to do it.
With your laptop.
Huh?
In the process.
open my laptop? Is that what you said?
I said, don't spill whiskey on your laptop in the process.
Yeah, no.
Careful now.
I know. There's wires all over the place here. Okay, I don't know how to. I'll try to do the screen share. Well,
You
pull it up first.
Share with me, and I'll take care of the rest.
I did share it with you. I sent
you did?
the link. Yeah.
Maybe I have to get rid of
sent
mine
you the
first.
link to the album that's called Meme Review.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. That came up in Signal. I don't have it here on my laptop. But if you pull it up and share with me, I'll let you share it out.
Okay, I'll have to open up iCloud.
That's okay. We could just skip it. I was going to ask you guys to talk about the Tiger King because
am I the only one that's seen that?
I think you have, but I've heard about it and I kind of know what's going on. Basically, it's a bunch of. Listen, I have a bit of experience. You guys know my dad, right? Father God, real son of a bitch in the Old Testament, right? So it wouldn't surprise you if I told you my dad used to like raise and breed and fight pit bulldogs.
I did not know that he used to.
Yeah.
Bulldog.
I mean, it's not as violent as some of the stuff in the Old Testament, but it's pretty up there in terms of brutality. It's not anything you want to get in. And from what I understand, you have maybe they don't get into the fighting aspect, but it's kind of the same sort of degenerate community of people that are raising and breeding instead of pit bulls. It's tigers and selling them amongst one another. And I don't know if it gets into the fighting aspect, but you can fill me in on the rest. Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, so Justice, I believe, is the only one of the three of us has seen it. How about you out there in the chat? Somebody let me know if you've seen Tiger King and what you think of it. What do you think of it, Justice?
By the way, I just attempted to share the screen, but
I see it. I could pull that up.
Okay, let's see. It looks like it's
whenever you're ready. You let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah, I can start. Let's start with the tiger ones.
What is it? March in one picture? That's good. That's good.
All right, let's see. How do I get back to...
I see pictures down at the bottom. I don't know if you can scroll.
Yeah, but it's hard to see.
Oh, okay.
This is another one.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's like the opposite. Yeah, same. If 2020 was a photo.
Yeah. Wait. This is the.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at that.
You guys all got who this is, right?
Yeah. Who made this?
Creepy Uncle Joe. I've no shithead.
That's awesome, man. I think the animated one of Creepy Uncle Joe molesting Uncle Joe was done by Carpe Dunkum. Shout out to Carpe Dunkum. Hail Carpe Dunkum, Trump's genius.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this one's great.
That's not her?
Okay, so
the one on the left is the Tiger King woman who killed somebody, right?
Oh, so she's in the show.
Her husband was gonna.
God,
should I not give away like plot, points or?
Well,
I mean, I just gave one away, and I haven't even seen the show.
I don't care if you spoil things. We're all in quarantine. There's nowhere to go. You spoil it, it's not like we're not going to watch it.
It's only like 5 episodes or something.
Oh, is that
6
it?
or 7, something like that. It's not.
Okay.
It took me 3 days to watch it.
God, she looks just like Hillary.
Right? Exactly. Like
wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So obviously, we know her story, but.
So is it a similar personality type?
Well, I mean, I'm not a professor, but they both seem to be sociopaths or psychopaths.
Man, I got to say your voice is really nice tonight, Justice.
Yeah.
By the way, full Yeti stream tonight.
Oh yeah.
We attempted it last time, but it was kind of a fail. But this time, we're good. It's like deep fakes, right? Yeah, Hillary and Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But that's like on the lady that actually looks like Hillary, but they put Hillary's actual face. Tell me that's Hillary's actual face. That looks just like Hillary.
It is. I believe it is Hillary's actual face that was superimposed because I don't think it's done that well.
My God. Yeah, that Trump is hilarious. The mullet.
What else do
everyone always thought that Trump had a receding hairline, but that's not the case. I think he might be bald in the back. Like he has his hair. I saw the wind was blowing the other day.
Yeah.
The wind was really challenging his hair, and his hair was looking good too, by the way. I was like, my God, I don't think I've ever seen his hair look better. And then the wind started blowing, and I'm like, look at the hair, how it's resisting the wind. Like it's oh no, to come loose. And then he started to like kind of pat it down. And then I started in my brain decoding how it's constructed, because his hair is kind of an architectural masterpiece in and of itself. Is this the moment of wisdom that's emerging? Anyway, I believe what his hairstyle is. It is a comb over, but not over the part that everyone thinks it is. The front. It's he's not combing that part over. He grew the front out super long, way around the back of his head where it's bald.
Whoa. That's a whole other...
Look for that next time.
Yeah, this is a whole other... I mean, I think we found the ultimate conspiracy.
Bald conspiracy?
Instead of the spot, the entrance to the hollow earth, we're searching for the true conspiracy. Where is the bald spot? We know there's one somewhere.
Titties.
This is what happens day 10 in quarantine. Yes. People get bored.
Like totally unrelated to everything, but I thought it was funny nonetheless.
Says cargo space. Car no do that. Cargo road.
Hey, there's Elon's car. Go space.
Yeah. You gotta have a first gen roaster to go space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what this one is. Oh yeah.
Landlord, you got the rent. Me, you got the COVID-19 vaccine. That's great. Man, I'm crying over here.
Yeah, I mean, I know some friends who started a restaurant in LA, and I can't imagine how much they invested in that. And yeah,
people who just started a small business. What is that? It's a safe. Someone dropped a safe like out of the top of a building.
Massive safe.
Oh my God. So for only they've already had to fix the meme because it was like $1,200 before. For only $3,500, it's really $34 or something. But anyway, you could also apply for unemployment and squeeze a few more thousand out. But anyway, for only $3,500, we come to your house dressed as coronavirus rescue team to rescue you from your wife. We take you to your girlfriend's place for 14 days quarantine and bring you back home afterwards. Yes. This is so real. This is so real.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I really wouldn't do it.
Okay, so here we have COVID-19 and the economy. $1,200 is like the Cheeto. It's the lock on the door. Nice. was by the way, that was that was a deep cut. That last meme. That was wasn't that a picture from like the Elian Gonzalez rescue or something? I don't know.
Oh, is that?
I'm not sure if it was. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. Anyway, next meme. Massive economic collapse. $1,200. Yes.
and I think I'm going to end here with my. Oh wait, no, hang
on. Yes, I did see this one. When the food runs out, we still have each other.
And my. Oh wait,
I had sex today, guys. Sorry, that was an aside.
Yeah, go ahead. What you did? What today?
I had lunch.
That's great. Thanks.
That was just for the few that actually heard what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always a good day when you have sex.
So this should appeal to our anarchist friends.
I just went outside, and let me just say that sun hit different when it's illegal. That's good.
And my last one is my favorite.
Come on, how bad can this be? Radical anarchists are urging people to obey the state. That's me. You're talking about me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that is poignant right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was intentional. That was intentional.
I know when you're calling out hypocrisy.
You know, in NLP,
man, I felt that.
In NLP, the way to really get a point across is to use metaphors. A meme, I think, is a metaphor.
Oh man. I've been listening to too much Scott Adams. Yeah, he NLP'd me into statism, didn't he?
He NLP'd you into Wen token.
And he did. He NLP'd me into a huge bag of $300 worth of Wen token that's now worth about 30 cents.
Wow. So that just took a dive, huh?
I
mean, I hope it's worth 30 cents. But
I don't know. Where's CoinMarketCap? Let me see if we can see.
Oh, can you pull it up? Yeah. Throw me a screen share. Let me see if we can do this.
Oh, I was looking on my phone. Let's see. Wen token.
Oh, you were looking on your phone. You're such a millennial.
Wen token. Yeah, it's about a tenth of a cent, a 0.0015.
Okay.
Dollars.
But I had a lot of Wen token. I had like 10,000 or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see how much your bag is.
Yeah, what's 10,000 Wen token worth?
So 0.0015 times 10,000. Your bag is worth $15 right now.
Hell yeah.
That's better than you thought.
That is better than I thought. I mean, that's like a hell of a lot better than I thought. I thought it was worth less than $1. So
that's like a sandwich.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Man, wow. Just imagine, people, there's only a few things in life where you can actually spend $300 on something, get nothing, and get $15 back.
I mean, that sounds like the bulging stimulus package.
Invest in crypto.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Crypto's great. By the way, we just had our monthly close. We didn't even bother to check in on that.
Oh, God, because that's going to be depressing to see how much it's down this month. But
what? Yeah, on the monthly scale for sure. But you know what?
It's going to be an ugly, ugly March candle we're about to see, or that just closed a couple hours ago.
But do you know what the silver lining is?
It's a new month.
Not yet.
Tone Vase is bullish.
Oh, yeah, that's a change.
Yes, it is. Okay, this is a daily chart. This is not what we need to look at. How about we'll start with the weekly, just because as a recap from Sunday, because we did the weekly close on Sunday. Look at this weekly candle forming right here. Now,
All right.
if you,
I
if
see
you
no
wanted-
candles.
Because I haven't shared anything. Okay, hang on. I'm getting into it. Oh, sorry, I just removed Justice from the stream. All right, you're back. Here we go. The Tecate is working. Okay.
Clearly.
Allow. All right, there it is.
There we go.
Okay, and now BTC. Can you see that?
All right, we're on the weekly here. Okay.
This is the weekly. So check out that weekly candle, Darth Yoda, from Sunday. So it's only 2 days later. It looks like we
yeah, it's growing. I mean, it's not like
well, it looks like 6630 something is the top for this week. Now, what is the top here on these previous 2 weekly candles? That's 6,990. So basically, we have a few $100s to go in order to retest the local high of 6,900, but well on our way. Got up to 6,600 as a little bit of profit taking right here, back down to, what are we now, 63.19. And now let's take a look at the monthly chart. This is the chart that hardly anyone ever looks at, but now that we're looking at it, let's just come on now. Let's just get into it. You have to, take the pain. So, man, we've had some grueling months, but especially this one. Look at this. So what does that candle say to you, Darth Yoda, when you look at it?
Oh. Well, that says I'm going to look on the bright side and be glad that we're not all the way down where the wick bottoms out.
Right. Where is that? Way down here at 3,800. Dang. That was a dynamic day, though. It didn't stay at 3,800 for very long.
No, it did bounce back up, but yeah, that was an unpleasant day.
Well, we're looking at this giant nasty wick here on the monthly candle, but when it actually played out, when this dip actually occurred, that wick is like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Or at least the worst part of it is, yeah.
Yeah, the worst part, like down here past these purple lines, which means something because I drew them, and every line drawn in TD has significance. So it even broke down beyond those lines, but then it did find itself to recover. It found itself recovering around this line so that I can say I'm right. See, if it would have recovered around that line, I would have been right. But see, if it would have recovered around that line down here, I would have been right. So now, no matter how you play it, I'm going to be right with my TA. That's why I draw a lot of lines. So you got to pay attention to my lines when I'm drawing them. So here we are on the new monthly candle. Not financial advice, by the way.
Are candles always upside down?
Only when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
So you're noticing a pattern here, Justice. Yeah,
you're noticing things aren't going well.
So this upside down candle here is what we call a Thor's hammer, an inverted hammer, which means we're likely going down. So then the next month we went down and then formed another inverted hammer. So then we went down the next month and then formed another inverted hammer, and then we found some indecision with a Darth Maul candle. See, where we have like the body in the middle and a big wick at the bottom, big wick at the top, just like Darth Maul's lightsaber. And so what did the market decide? Well, it decided to go down, of course, but then it came way back up, and it gave you this big, thick, juicy, girthy body that decided to go down in the next month. But see, looky here, Roger. Notice how this candle is the properly oriented candle, right? Like you were calling them upside down candles. Then you would call this one right side up, correct? This candle here? No, the red one, but the one that's at the bottom. Here, let me circle it for you if I can find a...
it looks like it goes down, though.
See, this one here.
Should the candle go up?
That one.
Okay, that's a tiny little one. But it's red, right? So that means it's obviously going down.
It is red, but see, notice how the body of the candle is you see that? So it has a bullish bias. That candle is almost green. Let's check the volume. I bet if we check the volume, we're going to see red still. But anyway, it was probably almost green, like that candle right there. And look what the market decided. And when you see this hammer, that's Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer suggests that there's a bullish bias and the market's going to respond with an upside. And look what happened in that next month right there. Boom. Giant upside. And then what do we have? A downward facing hammer, right? Where the body is at the bottom. And then
looks like we're at another Thor's hammer. Upside down.
Well, look. Okay. Actually, silver lining. What we have here is the body of this candle being biased towards the top of the wicks, right? Now, this new month has only just begun. So what we have here probably is we're forming a bit of a lower wick, but I don't think we're going to go much lower than this. My opinion, of course. We've already tested these lines. Let's not test them again. It's time to test these lines up here. See, I drew some way up here, guys. We got to test those lines too. All right, so we're going to be testing these lines soon. That's my theory. Because look, the body of this candle is biased towards the top of the overall length of the candle, which means a bullish bias. Tone Vase is bullish. All of crypto is bearish as far as the Twitter community. So what does that mean? It means Bitcoin will not do what you expect it to do. You have your short positions. You think it's going down. You think we're heading below 3,000. Well, guess what? Get ready for 10,000 because it's never going to do what you want it to do. And the whole crypto community right now expects it to head down below 5,000. So Tone Vase says probably not going below 6,000 again. He says don't quote him on that all over the place and make him look like an idiot when it does. But what he's saying is that he's having difficulty expressing what it means to be bullish. And that's the way he expresses it, that he doesn't think it's going to go below 6,000 again. Yeah, it could go below 6,000. And when it does, don't make him look bad. But what he's trying to say is that he's bullish for the first time in a really long time. And that's something. That's something. And Tone Vase, just for those of you listening don't know, is a YouTuber. You can check out his channel. This is a Tone Vays, Tone Vase. And he is a technical analyst that used to work for Bear Stearns, got involved in cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin. He's a big time Bitcoin bull. What would you call that?
I'm actually posting his channel URL in the chat right now.
Oh, good. Thank you. So check out Tone. He streams live, and lately he's been trading again. So that's the first time he's been actively trading on a regular basis, probably for the last 3 years or so. He kind of quit trading crypto and was only doing live streams about crypto for the last few years. And now he's not trading crypto because it's in a no-trade zone for him currently. Oh, that sounds nice.
So much cracking.
Yeah. But Tone Vase is currently trading.
By the way, does that sound like
stock
an aluminum
market
can?
Yeah, that was an aluminum can. So
yes.
Make sure to wipe it.
Enjoy your estrogen.
Oh.
Well,
Darth Yoda's got
beer in general is not good for your testosterone. So,
well,
maybe Darth.
I think I don't know actually if beer is good or bad.
I mean, alcohol in general.
One glass of alcohol is okay or even good for testosterone, but BPA is the lining of all canned products, and in fluids, BPA has a very high percentage of sort of shedding into fluids.
Oh wow!
And so when you drink anything out of a can, or like soups, like out of a can, everything that has liquid in it, you're consuming a lot of BPA, even if it says BPA free on the product. Like for instance, I used to drink a lot of soda water. What's that? LaCroix, I used to drink a lot of.
Oh
Lake
yeah,
Forest.
yeah.
And they say it's BPA free, but if it's BPA free, they use BPF or BPS. BPF and BPS does the same exact goddamn thing, and both of those are highly estrogenic. It's so highly estrogenic that it's like taking a birth control pill. It's crazy.
Damn, that's disturbing.
Yeah,
big PPA.
All right, no more beer.
No, you gotta no. You cannot waste.
You can't waste.
You cannot waste beer.
Pour it into
Father God always.
That won't help.
Father God always.
Pouring it into a glass will not help. You said.
Yeah, no. I was trying to make you feel better, but I couldn't lie to the audience.
It's
the audience.
It's too late. I was gonna say, don't waste the beer. Father God always used to say, "You can wreck my truck, but don't spill my beer." Don't spill the beer. It's worth a lot. Yeah.
We didn't actually finish our tiger story. I don't know if there was really anything else to say about it.
Well, I mean, I definitely need to watch it. I hear that it's the hottest thing on Netflix right now.
Crazy. It's like watching a train wreck. You cannot not watch it. Like when I watched one episode of it, before I crashed out the other day, and I thought about it. I dreamed about it, and then I thought about it all day the next day. And I didn't want to watch anymore because I usually like to watch.
I mean, that's whole other level NLP.
Yeah.
Got you dreaming about it and everything.
Are you kidding?
Really fucked up people. Really fucked up people.
It's good. Oh, and you've also been doing personal research, topic of sociopathy and so forth, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So this is probably something that really,
specifically narcissism, but all B-cluster. Yeah, I've been really sort of obsessive about trying to figure out B-cluster personality disorders, and I really haven't tried to glean any information from my friends about it. But
we all have a bit of experience in this area.
Yeah. I actually been listening to a lot of Richard Grannon.
My mother, for example, Mary.
Yeah.
Let's not get into it. I'm still in therapy. These parents of mine.
I guess one of them killed your brother.
I mean, sat by and let it happen.
Yeah. I guess there was a
shouldn't be laughing at that.
No.
I mean, I wasn't laughing at the time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was just like, glad it's not me. I mean, no, what I was really saying was boo-hoo and all that, like you're supposed to when your brother dies. Anyway, but he's alive now, so we can all laugh and enjoy it. Easter's coming, by the way.
It only lasted 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be open for Easter.
But the pain.
That's right.
No.
Well, it's so funny. Like, Trump is so optimistic. Like, we're going to win this war. The economy is going to V-shape recover and bounce right back.
And meanwhile,
this thing's going to be
everybody's
done.
Just sitting home watching the Tiger King now.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is,
world war. This is our world war, where all we have to do is stay home, play video games.
Yeah, forget
watch
landing
Tiger King,
Normandy or Iwo Jima or wherever the hell. We're gonna win the war by watching Tiger King.
Well, Trump is optimistic because he's tight with Q. So.
Right. Q was on the plane.
I noticed my anti-Q meme did not make meme review.
It did not. No.
What? I purposely don't look at all the memes just so I can review them and react to them live. And what you're saying is that the meme review
was meme
was censored
by
what's this bullshit?
I only had the memes that I uploaded. Like that's just what shows up on my iPod. I didn't.
No, it's all part of Q's plan.
You probably shared one meme, right, Andrew?
Yes, I shared a meme poking fun of QAnon fans.
It only shows the memes that he keeps up in his.
Where we go one. Really? We go all.
Oh, I remember that meme though. I did see the meme that you're referring.
Yeah, you saw that meme.
I know the meme you're referring to, Darth Yoda. It's the meme where
trust the plan. Trust the plan.
Yeah, trust the plan. Just get on the train like a good Jew. I mean, juice.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
listen to Q. Trust the plan.
But Anarchy Jesus said, "Well, the Nazis did lose."
Is that what I said? Was it was that genius or was that dumb? I can't even tell.
One theory of Hollow Earth, of course, is that the Nazis just flew into the Hollow Earth and that they're waiting in their underground base in Antarctica to.
Yeah,
that's right. They're forging weapons out of my Bitcoin that they confiscated once it sunk to the bottom of the ocean and fell into the magma layer and melted. It just churned into the inside of the Hollow Earth, and they just forged that shit.
Either by the reptilians or the Hollow Earth Nazis, or both.
Man, I can't wait till they resurface. That's going to be awesome. Like reptilian Nazis with Bitcoin forged weapons.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if technology has been suppressed because we haven't been to the moon in the last 50 years, if we ever went. Then,
if there even is a moon.
If there is a planet, come on. There is an Earth.
I mean, it's all digits in a simulation, but yeah, it feels real. It feels real. Trust me, I know. I've got the inside scoop on this. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But what was that word? It was code.
The word.
So why did Tiger King end up in the code? That's some weird shit in the code.
Anything that can be will be, given enough time.
Yeah, including his attempt to run for the Libertarian Party nomination for governor of Oklahoma.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, he got 18% of the vote.
What?
Yeah.
But he didn't get the nomination. The LP, actually had the sense not to nominate this guy.
Well, Adam Kokesh is going to give it a run, but I think he needs to wait another 4 years, don't you? This isn't the time.
I have even before this started, I had no idea how to gauge, who actually is in the lead of the, LP nomination run.
Yeah, I haven't looked it up at all.
I haven't really, because it's not like there's a whole bunch of polling data about the exciting Kokesh versus Lincoln Chafee versus, I don't know, Jacob Hornberger. He's the favorite of the Mises Caucus,
Wow.
But I don't know what all the polling data, non-existent polling data, I'm sure, tells us about the state of the LP nomination race.
We just lost 10 viewers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the data tells you.
Yeah, the analytics. We're losing subscribers on a regular basis since we've been live streaming. It's amazing. Loving this. Give a thumbs up out there, people, for the Rep Freedom Force in this live stream if you're enjoying it. So are we done with Tiger King? I put it in the thumbnail. Didn't seem like we spent too much time on it.
Well, I kind of didn't want to give too much. Don't
want to spoil it. You just don't want to spoil it. So basically, it's a story like a reality show about these
3 competing parks, 3 competing big cat parks, and
repeat that again. You cut out just for a second. I missed the first part.
There are 3 competing big cat parks
Okay.
And they war against each other, basically. Two of them at least. And and they're all insane. Like, yeah, these are psychopaths.
Certifiable.
Yeah.
But like low-level psychopaths, I guess, like as opposed to
literal murder attempts, and total manipulation.
But we were comparing them to Hillary Clinton or whoever a little while ago in meme review.
Hey, I don't want to say anything bad about Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah, I mean, really wonderful lady, but a lot of like misinformed people would consider her to be a very high functioning sociopath. She's clearly high functioning, but she's not a sociopath.
Many people would.
Yeah.
Many people would consider her to have abilities that
can take somebody out and they can disappear.
So these people on the Tiger King are basically like low functioning versions of the Clintons.
Well, I guess they're high functioning in their own world.
And just look like the Clintons as well.
Yeah. Identical.
Clinton B-roll in an alternate universe.
The D-list Clintons.
The stream is getting choppy suddenly.
Vermin Supreme is running again.
Vermin Supreme. He always runs, though. Yeah, I mean, as long as he's alive, he just needs to not catch the corona and continue running. I wonder about the homeless. Once it begins sweeping through, not that he's homeless, but he certainly does give off a homeless vibe.
Yeah. I don't know if he's homeless.
I'm not sure that he is. He wears a boot on his head. He has a beard that's as long as Santa Claus's.
He probably lives at Porkfest year round.
He never leaves.
Never leaves Rogers Campground.
There are currently 18 libertarian candidates.
I'll be right back.
There are currently 18 presidential candidates
who are running for their nomination right now.
Yeah, I guess they haven't, concluded like everybody else. They haven't concluded their nomination yet.
No, I think the LP convention was scheduled for May sometime. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't heard anything about them canceling like an in-person convention, but I'm not that closely connected to the LP right now.
So I'm not sure if it's ordered by popularity because for whatever reason Adam Kokesh is the top left, so he's like all the way at the top.
Oh, unless it's alphabetical by first name or random. I don't know. Where are you looking at on the LP's website?
I am, and it looks like it is alphabetical by first name.
Okay.
So it could just be chance. And Vermin Supreme is last, so that makes sense. That he'd be last because of that reason. Yeah, so I don't know how he's doing. I don't know if there's polls or anything. But
I don't know if there's really any way to tell. I mean, I know the LP had some primaries, but they're also non-binding primaries, so not really sure what the point of them holding those were.
I don't know anybody else in here. Lincoln Chafee, do you know who he is?
Yeah, Lincoln Chafee is basically, I don't know, I suppose you could say that's like the Gary Johnson equivalent this time around.
Yeah.
Since Bill Weld ended up deciding to do a challenge in the Republican primaries to Donald Trump that went nowhere, of course. But Weld is presumably, not in contention in the LP now. So Lincoln Chafee now is that kind of Republican light choice. Chafee was a senator for Rhode Island. I believe he was also later the governor of Rhode Island. So he was a Republican, and somewhere along the way, I think he switched to the Democrats for a little while, and now he's with the LP trying to be the LP's nominee for 2020.
Are you familiar with Sam Robb?
Oh, that name doesn't ring a bell. I'd have to look at some of these pictures because I know there are there's at least one or two of these lesser known ones who I've met
You
but I
probably
wouldn't
know
remember
Ken
the names.
Armstrong? Ken Armstrong? No?
No, I'm not going to recognize the names other than the main people. If you see a guy with a big yellow hat, I've met that guy, but I forget his name.
Oh, yeah, Daniel Barham.
Yeah, he has this big, goofy-looking cat in the hat size hat.
What's his deal? Taxation is theft?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think his deal is basically wearing this big, goofy hat that says taxation is theft on it.
I mean, I just don't.
He was a nice enough guy when I met him, but
yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, I guess Lincoln Chafee is obviously going to be the favorite of the kind of more Republican light type wing of the LP. Then Jacob Hornberger is the favorite of kind of the more radical kind of Mises Caucus type people. And then of course we.
Oh, here he is. Okay. Yeah. What do you know about Jacob?
Just very solid, guy ideologically. Very Ron
He'll
Paul.
push the button. He's the button pusher.
Yeah, he's a button pusher. Absolutely. Yeah, very solid. Very solid Ron Paul, kind of Rothbardian, anti-war libertarian. Scott Horton is a big fan of his. Tom Woods is a big fan of his.
Oh.
So what they're referring to with this button pushing metaphor is goes back to a conversation that the three of us have had years ago. Justice, care to elaborate?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, if there was a button you could push that would disband all government today, would you push it? Right.
That's the question.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the question.
It's like a libertarian test, sort of. Do you believe in spontaneous order in order for you to push that button so that there wouldn't be mass chaos?
So basically, the more of a button pusher you are, the closer you are to passing the anarchist purity test.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're any less philosophically anarchist if you choose not to push the button, but it's a conversation that you need to have, to push or not to push or how much to push. But the conversations we all had, there were no gray areas. It was always push or no push the button. And which makes it a lot more interesting, if you ask me, because I was more of push the button kind of guy. But you ask me today, not so much.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Darth? Are you still a button pusher?
I'm still a button pusher.
Still think everything would come out all right? No mass casualties?
I don't know. While I'm a button pusher, I would push the button slowly. No, seriously, I lean towards kind of the point that Ron Paul made a few times when he was running for in the primaries in 2008, 2012. There's certain things that you're not going to do away with overnight. Even the major entitlements, we're not going to be able to abolish those overnight. Ron Paul always talked about how you would fund current entitlements, current promises to senior citizens by abolishing the empire. Take the savings from the empire, keep Social Security, Medicare, whatever going until the current generation on them passes away, and then you can slowly start transitioning to privatization. So that's kind of a slow button push. You still have the end in mind. You're abolishing it all, but you're also prioritizing and realizing that unfortunately there's so many people dependent on the state that you probably can't realistically do away with it in an instant. So.
Yeah, I think I'm on that page too.
You're so practical, but wouldn't it be fun to see what happened?
Oh yeah, for sure. State collapse is a fascinating thing to study and observe. I remember we were talking about the Arab Spring in Egypt a couple of streams ago, and how you saw state collapse happened there. And then obviously, what resulted from that wasn't particularly libertarian. I mean, there's not that tradition in Egypt at all. But it still was instructive to watch, like, what does the collapse of a state look like? And does some spontaneous order seem to come out of that?
By the way, I do catch Ben Shapiro's show on the radio on the way to work sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a lot of really great questions recently about Keynesianism versus Hayekism, or Hayekian principles, whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you think he's starting to learn, or
It sounded like he was already really well versed on it.
Okay.
And he had a really interesting perspective. He's not a Keynesian sort of philosopher, or economicist.
Yeah. I wouldn't think he would be. I mean,
No.
but I just kind of figured he'd be just sort of your mainstream Republican, kind of vague, sort of yay free markets kind of guy.
Very sort of precise about his thoughts on it. He said Keynesianism is often right in its diagnosis, but not on its prognosis. So prognosis, like they can see sort of what's going on in the market. Like there was a specific
not what's coming.
That what's wrong, but not what to do about what's wrong.
Okay.
So like their solutions are terrible.
Right.
But their prognoses can sometimes be right. Like sticky prices. I don't know if you're familiar with that sort of catchphrase in Keynesian economics. Like he recognizes that that's kind of true. Like how prices don't perfectly react to supply and demand, but it's a lot better than government trying to get intervened or involved in trying to control the prices. I mean, it was actually really thoughtful. I really liked in general his argument. It seemed pretty rational.
You recommend checking it out?
Yeah, it was yesterday's radio show.
Okay, good. Because I mean, he's got a big audience, so
yeah, that's what I thought.
So whenever he actually gets something right, that's a positive, I suppose.
Yeah. He sounded like he was very Hayekian, but didn't totally discount all the ideas from the Keynesian. Okay.
Oh, I meant to put that.
So you wanted to play that or something?
I meant to put that in the actual chat. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, okay.
A little behind the scenes chatting going on accidentally.
Cool. That is something that I really wanted to bring up. It's something that Yoda has seen, but he didn't really react too much to it. Just kind of recapped it, but I thought it'd be worth sharing.
Oh, this is like 20 minutes though, isn't it?
10,
I mean, we
10.
can't. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. Get ready. 20 minutes coming at you. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, we just lost another 10 viewers.
Yep.
Well, we don't. I mean, I can just kind of do a recap, and you know what I'll do?
Sure.
Do a recap, or if there's like a part of the video that you think just really.
Well, I didn't queue it up ahead of time, so I don't.
It wouldn't stream right now anyway. We're having quite a bit of lag on the live stream currently. Sorry about that, folks. Thumbs up for the lag. Thumbs down if you like. Either way, you're interacting with the algorithm, which is the way you got to tickle its balls just right in order to get it to recommend our stream to other people. So enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, I was gonna try to pull up some additional source material on it, but I mean, I think I'm gonna take a few minutes to find it. So, recap basically is that it's Dr. Thomas Cohen, and his thesis or his perspective on viruses is that it's basically waste debris from damaged cells that's excreted from the cells and collects some proteins, and then it's not like some sort of a living sort of entity that breeds and destroys cells. Cells are not being destroyed by the viruses; they're being destroyed by exterior sort of phenomenon, And his perspective on this phenomenon is basically electromagnetic waves. He thinks electromagnetic waves in the past, each time we've introduced a new sort of global blanketing of electromagnetic frequencies throughout the world, there have been pandemics. And the first one was the Spanish flu, when the world was blanketed by radar. So
I recall he's really worried about 5G, this guy.
5G, like the technology 5G?
Yeah.
Wuhan was the first,
microwaves.
Wuhan was the first city to be fully blanketed by
5G? Oh, come on. All this time I just thought it was because the Chinese don't wash their hands and eat a bunch of weird shit.
But he has written extensively about this and the effects of electromagnetic frequencies, and we are water, and water is definitely affected by electromagnetic frequency. 80% water is our bodies,
Right.
So,
and there's a lot of research. There's a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know how much research about the electromagnetic universe out there. There's a documentary film. Yeah. Call it a documentary if you want. What was the name? Do you know the title? There's a popular one.
Electronic Universe, I think.
The Electromagnetic Universe or something along those lines.
Universe,
The Electric Universe. That's the one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I did check that out. Tried to watch everything back in those days. Stay on the bleeding edge of the zeitgeist. In fact, watching that movie, Zeitgeist. There's the actual zeitgeist, and then there's the zeitgeist movement with its accompanying movies and so forth, which was a pretty bold thing to call yourself the zeitgeist movement. We are on the bleeding edge of all things happening in history right now, currently.
Yeah, well, they've sort of faded away. Like, you don't hear much about them the way you did, like, circa 2011-ish.
It was never the same after Jacques Fresco broke up with the Zeitgeist movement.
That's right, because they had a huge falling out, and that was because, like, all of Zeitgeist, one of the movies, like, it's all about Jacques Fresco and the Venus Project. But
that's right. That was the sequel.
Yeah,
was it not? No, wait. No, sorry.
I think it was
the third one. There's a third one, right? Okay, so there was the original Zeitgeist, and then there was Okay, no, there was three. I think there was three, guys. Am I remembering this wrong? There was
I remember at least two of them existing. There may well have been a third one that I've totally forgotten about.
Well, no, okay, so there was the first Zeitgeist had no mention of Jacques Fresco or the Venus Project, and then there was the second one that kind of 50-50 split between kind of critique of the church and of politics, and then between that and the other 50% was introducing the idea of the Venus Project and criticizing economics, like modern money mechanics. But then the third movie was called Zeitgeist Moving Forward. Zeitgeist Moving Forward, which was pretty much all about Jacques Fresco and the Venus Project.
Right.
It even had an animated sequence in the intro. That
maybe I'm blending the second and third one together in my head now.
And this was the real rub for Peter Joseph when the giant breakup occurred, because he's saying, "Wait a second, I've promoted you in my films. I even paid this animator to create this animation, and all we do is promote the Venus Project. What are you talking about?" He just couldn't understand it because he doesn't understand real world economics. Unfortunately, I believe this is my opinion, all my opinion. I'm not speaking for the for my comrades here or anyone else, just for myself. But what I seemed to see was when I watched Zeitgeist Moving Forward, there was a misunderstanding of he mentioned famous economists. He mentioned Hayek, he mentioned Adam Smith. And then he just lumped them all together and said, these are people that believe in money. And we're going to talk about another way without money. And so he just lumped them all together as like money people, whereas he's talking about a system without money. And that is just not the way to do it, because you can't lump Hayek together.
You're blurring a lot
Keynes.
of lines together. People who have very different understandings of what money is.
He was spending all of his time, like Jacques Fresco, trying to create a brand new system that he didn't take the time to try to understand current economics. Well, he thought he understood it, but all he understood was Keynesianism. And then he lumped the Austrians together in there with Keynes and threw them all out.
Because these are all people who believe in money.
Right, exactly. And so what happens is his lack of understanding about free markets means that he can't understand why Jacques Fresco broke up with the Zeitgeist movement. And I'll tell you why he had to break up with the Zeitgeist movement, because he was about to lose his house over this.
Jacques Fresco was?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, the Venus Project is property, like literally land that he and his girlfriend.
That was his land that he built this whole model on.
That's right. Like he took his small scale models of his utopian future based on sci-fi ideas, and he began to literally scale them up and build them out on a property there in Venus, Florida. A lot of people that have conspiracy theories about the Venus Project. Well, not anymore, but back then they used to say, well, it's about the goddess of Venus and it's some Illuminati connotation or something like that. But no, he lives in Venus, Florida, thus the Venus Project. And he built 9 structures on the property. And this was all being paid for by the donations of individuals who were purchasing DVDs and video cassette tapes in the beginning, books, and all the material where Jacques would share his vision for the Venus Project, for the future, a possible future for humanity. When Peter Joseph and the Zeitgeist movement came along, they took all of that information and they repackaged and repurposed it and then put it all out on the internet for free. And it never existed out there on the internet for free before then. Before then, Jacques Fresco and Roxanne had all of their IP under their own kind of auspices. In fact, I was first introduced to Jacques Fresco long before there was ever a Peter Joseph or a Zeitgeist movie. I had discovered him because he was featured on a Discovery Channel special where they just had a small, like 5-10 minute segment where they interviewed him. And I thought, man, that dude's cool. I like some of his ideas. Let me go online and find who he is. And I found his website. Right then and there, I made a donation to the website, ordered all of his books, a few of his DVDs. And so I was one of the ones supporting his property in his house. And I did make a few more donations after that, bought a few more things that came along after that. But then when the Zeitgeist movement came along, not only was I not purchasing anything from Jacques Fresco, no one was. And it got so bad, it got to the point that they were about to lose the property. And it was at that time, and Jacques Fresco at that time is like 100 years old, He's like 99 years old. And he doesn't want to debate, Peter Joseph in his prime, like 31 years old, tied Stefan Molyneux's brain into a pretzel and sent him home limping. During the debate, Jacques Fresco at 99 doesn't want to debate Peter Joseph about this. He puts his girlfriend on the live stream, and basically I'm listening to it live. It was a TeamSpeak conference where leaders of the Zeitgeist movement got together and for this teleconference with Peter Joseph and Roxanne, and Jacques was in the background. She didn't say he was in the background, but you heard him a couple of times kind of coaching her a little bit, but it was like he didn't really want to get on the stream. And it was a total shock to everyone except me, because being a libertarian, not only, a Zeitgeist movement guy, I was more of a libertarian than a Zeitgeist movement guy the whole time. So I saw this coming a mile away. It's like, this isn't going to go well because nobody's buying Jacques' stuff, and that's how everything gets paid for. So I'm going to take Justice off and add him again just to see if that helps at all. It looks like we may have lost him just because of the challenge, the internet challenge right now. You know, we're all under quarantine. Everyone's online. We have people watching right now. You and I, we're live streaming. There's lots of live streams happening right now. The Fandom Menace is out there live streaming. I'm pretty sure the High Council is currently live with world-class bullshitters and Mary Mayhem and perhaps Ethan Van Sciver and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. I'm sure Doomcock is probably streaming right now, and so is Nerdrotic. And here we are. So the internet, it's a really great place, but it's getting kind of tight.
The internet too.
Yeah, man, it's getting a little tight up in here. You know, like not enough.
That's
space.
when the real riots are going to start, when if the internet goes down.
Oh, Jesus. Don't even. Oh, man. I don't even want to think about that. Could you imagine?
Damn.
Quarantine and no internet.
Yeah. Ugh.
No games, no movies, you know, because, I mean, at least 50% of the population doesn't even own the movies they like.
Yeah.
You know, so at least I have several boxes of DVDs of movies I like. Maybe none that's come out recently. I think I stopped buying DVDs a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the last time I bought a physical DVD. Yeah.
I bought I was buying Blu-rays.
Yeah. Or even Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last one I may have purchased was District 9.
That's like 10 years ago that movie came out?
At least, yeah. So it's been a while, but I've been thinking more about this lately. Physical media and internet streaming, the streaming wars, everything that's happening. We see how like Disney Plus is taking old movies and beginning to censor them a little bit, modify them, make them a little bit more family friendly. You know, we're going to edit out the boobies and the cussing and the drug use and the suicide. And, you know, it's not like these filmmakers just put this stuff in there randomly. It has something to do with story and character, but Disney, for some reason, is taking things out of movies. So if you want to have the movies you love the way you remember them, or to even have them at all, definitely encourage you to start buying up the physical media if you can find it. You should start collecting that stuff.
Well, yeah, because the thing that Disney was famous of doing was take the classic movies, put them out for a year, and then they go away for 3-5 years at a time, and then it's like new special edition of
I bet they try that. I bet they'll try that with Disney Plus. They called it the Vault. I mean, I used to work for Disney. I remember they called it the Vault.
Yeah, that's right. You've explained the Vault in a little more detail before, and how the live action stuff from the last couple of years plays into that.
Yeah, I mean, they would lock the movies away for 6 or 7 years and then re-release them. And when they did, it would be a big event. I was working at the Disney store at the time. And so there would be like pre-purchases. I mean, we were all pushing it. And it's like, yeah, you pay for it now and you'll receive a free gift, a lithograph that comes along with the movie. You may even get the lithograph early. I'm not sure. But then when the movie is released, you've already paid for it. You just show up, get in the line, show them your receipt, pick up your movie. That was like before streaming and things. Pretty much before internet. I mean, there was internet, but most people weren't on
that
it.
was definitely, exactly. That this is, your 90s and even 2000s era where streaming wasn't really a thing yet. And even downloading movies, torrenting, like you could download, CDs a little more easily than like a full movie in terms of like space on the computers that people had back then. So this is definitely still the era of DVD and like Blu-ray, where they were able to do that.
Yeah, and I'm really thinking about making a list of all the movies that I must have, like I can't live without, and really
finding physical copies of them.
like giving it a good effort at least.
Yeah.
You know, like putting in the time and trying and spending a little. It's worth it.
Yeah.
My chest letterbox special edition with the lithograph and the whole nine for Star Wars, the original George Lucas trilogy, and it's amazing. I get to watch Star Wars without any of the special edition add-ons, and get to see the original vision just the way it was shown in the theaters. Well, this one is a little different. George Lucas was changing his movies right from the start. We think of the special edition as something that happened in the mid-90s, but really the original Star Wars was just called Star Wars, but then later was changed to Star Wars A New Hope. So he had already started.
When was A New Hope added to it? Right when Empire came out?
I assume so. When Empire came out, then I think what happened is they re-released the original Star Wars before Empire came out. They re-released it in theaters, and they re-released it as Episode 4, A New Hope. But originally it was just Star Wars.
Yeah. And that's how it is on, like, for example, the despecialized edition that I have. You see the trailer crawl with just Star Wars.
And the versions I have are the ones that have been changed, of course, because it's the entire trilogy. So it has Star Wars A New Hope, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Return of the Jedi, which originally was Star Wars Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Justice tells us he is back.
Oh, he's back. Okay, let's add him to stream. Excellent.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, we were done with Zeitgeist, and we were getting into Star Wars now.
Nice. Got the Liberty popcorn.
Nice.
It's popcorn for dinner.
And Darth Yoda has Liberty Kitty.
Yeah, Liberty Kitty was approving of Liberty popcorn.
I don't know if you were able to hear the conversation. We were just talking about physical media versus streaming and how valuable it might be. If you think about it, streaming is relatively cheap, but if you're investing in several platforms of streaming, it starts to become comparable to what you were paying for basic cable before. And if you're paying that kind of money on a monthly basis, how many months would it take for you to, if you weren't paying that and you were just saving that money, how many months would it take for you to accumulate enough money to purchase all the physical media that you currently would ever really want to have? And I'm thinking you could probably save up enough money within a year or two to buy all the physical media you'd probably ever want to see of everything that currently exists.
Yeah, but you would probably have to have a budget of like ongoing purchases.
You'd have to have a budget for the new stuff.
Yeah.
But
and if you bought like DVDs, let's say you got everything on DVDs, you'd probably be able to get that super cheap.
Well, DVDs are probably right now like, trying to buy vinyl 20 years ago when vinyl was very much out and hadn't, come back yet. Something that on vinyl, you pay $30 for now, 20 years ago at the height of the CD era would be like $1. And it's probably the same situation with DVDs at this point. Get them for dirt cheap because they're not retro yet. But
yeah, that's true. So right now, this is a great insight, by the way, Darth Yoda. This is an investing insight, by the way, right here, buy low, sell high. So yeah, you can find DVDs in all kinds of places right now, used DVDs, even new DVDs for like dollars, literally just dollars. And there could come a time in the future where, like vinyl, physical media for movies becomes
gold.
Like gold once again. And if you own that physical media and if you own multiple copies of the movies you love, there's probably other people out there that also love those movies that you'd be able to resell those physical media copies that you don't need in the future for like 10x, 100x what you paid for it. That's how I got into investing. It was comic books.
What could happen?
I heard that they would be.
What could happen is if they like took every sort of movie and started like retro editing the movie to have like a social justice warrior theme. And you could
That's
never
what I.
get the original movie, just like they did with Star Wars, but like with like a different sort of political twist. Let's say that could.
I'm sure they're probably already doing it. I mean, if you thought of it, they probably thought of it first.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could go back to Star Wars and change the gender and race of Luke Skywalker.
I mean, they basically already did. It was lame that Rey turned out to be a Palpatine. Sorry, spoilers for the new Star Wars Disney trilogy. We call it the high-budget fan fiction trilogy. But yeah, Rey turned out to be a Palpatine. After all, this was the Palpatine trilogy.
Yeah.
No, actually, they've basically the way the story unfolds in the Disney trilogy, it kind of retroactively turns the previous two trilogies into one overall overarching story that ties it all together to where now when you watch the 9 movies straight through, it doesn't seem like the Skywalker saga as much as it seems like the Palpatine saga.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to watch the Palpatine saga, have at it. I'm just going to keep watching my original VHSs of the original Star Wars.
Do you have a VCR?
I do. It's like a VCR that is a dual VCR and DVD player. I have a couple of those, in fact, if you want one. Maybe I should hang on to it for the retro revival that we were just referring to. I may be able to sell that for some money.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's something I would just give away.
I don't think I've ever owned a VCR.
Really? Did you used to rent them?
No.
We used to do that before it was affordable to own your own
the
VCR.
golden age of video stores of the
You remember
90s.
that?
Yeah.
How old are you? Oh, yeah, that's right, 50. Anyway, 50. It's Baby Yoda. Anyway, the video stores used to also rent the VCR that you could watch the movie with as well. You had to pay like an extra $10 or something. So it was worth your while to rent like 5 movies and then just marathon the hell out of it and try to get everything back to the store in 2 days before you start getting charged late fees, which obviously from time to time didn't work out. Yeah.
Ballbuster.
Oh, man.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Oh, yeah. Ballbuster. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I get the reference now. Yeah, they totally were. I mean, I used to spend so much money in late fees.
Yeah.
When Netflix came along, when I think I signed up for Netflix in the first week. And I've had Netflix ever since. I never bothered to, I didn't even downgrade. I still get DVDs. Like, because I love the company so much, I still pay them like top dollar.
They still even do
DVDs.
that. I mean,
they
I
still have
remember
that
being like the very like ancient original Netflix thing, but
Yeah,
I didn't know
they
that
still
they
have
still
it.
did that.
It's rolled off into a new company. It's called DVD.com.
Okay.
But it's still Netflix. It's they work for Netflix at least to continue providing that service for people that care to pay a little extra for DVDs. You get the streaming too, but on top of that, you get the DVDs. And the DVD library is more extensive than the streaming library. Thus, back to the conversation. It all comes full circle.
The Netflix streaming library has been bad for a while. But yeah, you're right. I put in DVD.com. And yeah, and it actually redirects to dvd.netflix.com. So
but where else do you get the Tiger King?
Well, I recall when Breaking Bad was on Netflix, and it was the most popular. Well, it was right on the cusp of becoming the most popular show in America at that time.
Was that a Netflix show? I didn't remember that.
It wasn't. It was an AMC original, but they had all the seasons.
Then it became huge on Netflix.
Yeah, they had all the seasons on Netflix except for one. And because I had that DVD feature, I was able to get that season that no one was able to see because it was available in the DVD library. It's like the season 4 or something. Everyone was able to catch up through season 3, and season 4 had just ended. And so season 5 was coming out, and most of America was in limbo about season 4, but I still had that DVD feature, so I was able to watch it.
I don't think I ever finished it.
Breaking Bad?
I think I only I don't know.
Well, how far did you get?
I remember the tub that fell through.
That's season 2 or 3.
That's like way back in season 1.
That might be season 1 or 2.
Guy. They had that libertarian guy. In it?
Yeah, that was season 3, I think. Okay, so you got through the season 3, libertarian guy.
Yeah.
That was Gale.
Yeah, he was cool. I thought it was too bad that they, cut his character out so quickly.
Yeah, it's worth seeing what happens after that. I guess you kind of quit. You lost interest after the Ron Paul guy was. I don't want to spoil anything for those that haven't seen it, but the Ron Paul guy has totally died.
I'm not sure died is the right
grammar. I don't know what it is about live streaming. My English gets worse.
No, I mean he was killed. Like he was murdered.
Oh, he wasn't died?
He wasn't died. He was murdered.
What color did they dye him?
They dyed him dead.
Yes, they did. And but it's still worth it a watch and to finish it. It's 7 seasons, I believe, altogether.
Really? Wow.
I think so. So you're halfway there.
I did see when they had that. They started like a car wash to launder money.
Okay, so you got a little further in.
So you're a few seasons in then.
Yeah, you're like season 4 maybe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Breaking Bad was
it's well
revelation. It was amazing.
It's really dark though.
And I've watched it several times through. In fact, as I was watching it, I would always go back and rewatch the episodes as I would go along, just because there was so much packed in there. The writers really paid a lot of attention to detail, not just in the dialogue portion of the writing. It's like the color schemes and the way they set things up and the character development. Everything's very thoughtful, and there's self-referential things that are going on from episode to episode and season to season that upon rewatching, you appreciate it so much more, especially if you have any kind of background in film or love or appreciation for filmmaking. For sure. And there's that rival it's still that I've found. My favorite show before Breaking Bad was Nowhere Man.
Yes, but we know Nowhere Man met a untimely fate.
1 season, 25 episodes. It does wrap up the season quite nicely, and it does imply what the whole wrap up of the entire story would be, though it doesn't really show you that. That would have been a nice season 2.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, it's been the 90s are a while ago, so it's
never gonna happen.
About time for a Nowhere Man reboot.
You know, that actor, he still has his hair. I mean, that's important. I mean, the lead character, Thomas Vale, had some good hair, and he'd definitely need to have hair to play that role if he was going to reprise it. But
no, they would recast it and everything, I'm sure.
Right, Thomas Vale would be a transgender paraplegic, black transgender paraplegic who's living in a bubble and conspiring with the reptilians to resurface to the Oh man, that was a great show. If any of you out there listening wonder what in the world I'm talking about and on about, is show short-lived. It was on the UPN network when the UPN network first debuted. And as I recall it, it was the UPN network had its premiere show, which was Star Trek Voyager.
Oh my.
But there was this other show that it was advertising as well that no one ever heard of. See, Star Trek had the IP in the name recognition, and I was really looking forward to a new Star Trek series, really looking forward to it. But I kept seeing advertisements for this Nowhere Man, and I thought to myself, well, I don't really have time. I'm in college right now, Bible college. And so I'll just give this Nowhere Man to the first commercial break.
Were you teaching at Bible college?
No, I was a student. Yeah. I was a student.
Jesus was a student?
Well, in my human form, there's still things to learn. I don't have full access to the Godhead in this form. Yeah. And besides, I'm just a stepbrother anyway, so I'm like a few clicks removed from that as well. So yeah, definitely had to go to school to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
But what was I saying?
All right. You were at Bible college.
I don't know. Joe Biden moment.
Where are you? Do you know where you are? Do you know what your name is?
What year is it? Are you back in Bible college right now?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I think we lost him.
Yeah, it looks like we lost him. he not only lost his mind, he lost his channel.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
I'm back. Right on. Man, this has been a really great conversation. I'm not wrapping it up or anything. I'm just checking in with you guys. How are you guys feeling right now? Anyone need to go pee?
I'm solid.
Right on. We've run through all the topics I had on the list, but we keep coming up with other ones that are just as good. Hit us up in the chat if you have anything that you want to hear about tonight. Is there anything concerning the Tecate flu? Anything concerning the Tecate task force this week? Yoda, your Bible study is always something I like to check in with you about on Sundays, but it's been a couple of days. Anything new?
Oh, nope. Still in Second Chronicles. So,
yeah,
in the part of the Game of Thrones part of the Bible still.
Yeah, the good stuff's still on the way. I mean, you're in some of the good stuff.
Yeah, no, this is some of the good stuff. There hasn't been a lull in it for a while.
Right on.
What's your take on the Bible? Like, do you take a Jordan Peterson sort of take on it, or?
I don't know. I'm reading it. It's one of those things where, like, since this is a year-long project now, my kind of the lens that I'm reading through seems to shift day to day, and probably varies based on the particular section that I'm in.
And you intend to really get through it in a year?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of pace I'm actually on right now. Whether I'm on like actually getting through it in a year type of pace, or whether I'm kind of behind.
Yeah, you're behind. I'm going to just tell you right now, you're behind. Okay.
Where should I be if I was actually going to get through this in a year?
Well, that's the thing. Proverbs is going to be your stumbling block. So you needed to be a little bit ahead of the game at this point, and you're not. You're right on schedule, which means you're not going to make it.
Okay, so I'm actually on schedule right now. Like if I didn't mull over every sentence in Proverbs right now, I would make it.
You could probably still make it. You just still need to be averaging about 2 to 3 chapters a day. But I'm telling you, man, the speed bump of Proverbs is going to throw your game off. You should give yourself a year and a half. Or like I was suggesting on Sunday, skip Proverbs. Just read 1 or 2 Proverbs and then read a couple of chapters of the next book.
Yeah.
Or the next book, because I think the next one's Ecclesiastes. You may want to just skip past wisdom books and get into the next after wisdom books. Maybe Psalms. Psalms would be easy to read it 2-3 chapters. So you needed to be nailing 2-3 chapters a day, but you just cannot do that in Proverbs. It is going to kill you, my friend. He'll get into Proverbs.
Proverbs comes what? Oh yeah, you're right. Ecclesiastes is right after Proverbs. So
and then
that's some heavy stuff too.
So it's Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So jump back and forth between the Song of Songs and Proverbs, just so you can get your 2 or 3 chapters in. Because what's going to happen is you'll get like 2 or 3 verses into Proverbs, and then you'll start thinking.
Oh yeah, brain. Like I was saying, be like, oh shit, that one's about me. That one's about me. That one's about me. I have fucked everything up.
The fool doth go down to the harlot.
I truly doth ameth the fool.
A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty doth come upon you like a flood.
Words for our for the month of March, I guess.
For everyone out there not at work, here's a proverb for you: a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a plague.
Yeah.
So make sure to be productive during your quarantine. Finish those latent projects. By the way, it's been so long since I've showed it. You think I should show my project again, my music video I'm working on, for the few people watching that weren't watching earlier? Okay, that is an enthusiastic yes. I am going to share this screen. Here it goes. All right. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Crap. It's not queued up. I shouldn't have shared the screen yet. Here, let me unshare it. Okay. Let me get it queued up again, and then we'll share the screen. I've been working on this music video just today, but it's been in my head, like rolling around in my head for like 2 weeks. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Recents. Why doesn't it come up? Hey, sing something for me, Darth Yoda, real quick, just to fill in the space.
Oh, I was going to go get another BPH can.
Well, so crunch those corn
Justice
chips
is going to have to. Justice will have to sing.
Crunch on those corn nuts a little harder.
Is it really annoying? Should I mute?
No, it's great. I love it. It's kind of ASMR. I'm like getting goosebumps over here.
ASMR? What is that?
ASMR? You don't know what ASMR is? Well, ASMR is like a genre of, well, these days YouTube videos, but it doesn't have to be a YouTube video. It could be any medium, but it focuses on sound effects and on my voice. If I slow my voice and maybe
NLP technique,
ruffle some paper into the microphone, some people might feel relaxed listening to that. In fact, the stress may flow out of your body as you listen to the crinkle of the paper and the sound of my voice. Yes, that's some ASMR right there. The crack of the Tecate can. The ingestion of the BPS.
Or F or A.
The shrinking of the testicates.
Damn.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, my video. Okay.
Oh, you found it?
No, I didn't. I was distracted. But here it is. Free Hollywood. Community posts. No. Date modified. There it is. ETH bag. Music video. First pass. Okay. Sharing screen. Cranking up the volume. Here we go.
Sitting on my ETH bag and my bullish crypto was till that party's over. Candle told me hell no. Big giant Darth Vader copy swinging down low. I checked with Crypto Cave. He got wrecked by the dildo.
I love those Star Wars girls.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's going to be a good one. I mean, I'm not sure what the message is, but...
Well, the message is that, I think the message is pretty straightforward. Like, you had your ETH bag, and then it got wrecked. And by that Darth Vader candle.
And then I needed Star Wars girls to distract me from the pain of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And thus...
The pain of, what is it, $133 ETH. Sad.
And the $15 win token bag.
Yeah.
That started as 300. Yeah. Well, you just have to laugh. I remember when I first got into investing in crypto, I'd hear people laughing about how they got wrecked. And I used to think to myself, that's not funny. We just lost a viewer. I guess someone that's holding a bag of something.
Yeah. Your bag of Tesla is doing okay. So we're back to 520 as the new 420.
Indeed. I've noticed that. Yeah, 500 seems to be difficult to penetrate to the downside these days on the old TSLA with a $sign, not a Q. If you're a short seller, you understand what I'm talking about. That's you, buddy. You're losing. So, yeah, man. Even Justice's TSLA investment, I believe, is up at least like ×2. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm up even further than that. So what I'm saying is, if you have Tesla, you're not selling it because it's the one thing in your portfolio that's still holding up. Which is good for Tesla. It means that probably anyone who was planning to sell has sold, which means this. This is what it means. Let me tell you what it means, fellas. All right, you ready for Tesla prediction time?
Sure.
It's time to predict the Tesla stock price. My wife is complaining about the drum roll. Okay, I'll have to roll back the drum roll.
She likes or does not like the drum roll? Oh, does not like.
Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the drum roll.
By me, is she a fan of Tesla? And how
she is a big fan of Tesla. She wants a Tesla. She wants Daddy Jesus to buy her a Tesla. Which he might. In my father's house are many Teslas. If it were not so, in my father's house are many Cybertrucks. And in his house, the Cybertruck actually fits in the garage. I like to park my Tesla right in the middle of my living room. It has a nice sound system. I don't. Oh yeah, I recall you did that. But did you ever start it in your living room?
Phillips tried to start it in my living room once.
Who's Phillips? Oh, I know who you mean. Yes. What an idiot. Yeah, because the whole point of this rhetorical conversation is you can't do that. But he did that. Oh. But just drive it right into your house and start it up and whatever, right. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to catch a scratch in your house. Yeah, if you catch a scratch in your living room, it might leave a mark. So don't do that. But if you slowly drive it in and slowly drive it out, you can do that. You know what I mean by catch a scratch?
No.
You're not old enough to know that term. Catch a scratch. That means like burn rubber. Like leave a tire mark when you peel out. Catch a scratch. No, maybe it's a Southern thing.
Maybe.
The kingdom of heaven extends to all the four corners of the universe, and I come from the Southern hemisphere.
The universe, which is, of course, the United States.
I mean, if you really want to get into it, the geology of heaven. I mean, sorry, not the geology. We're not going to be excavating heaven. The geography of heaven.
Is it granite? At the streets of gold, that's geology.
That's the geology aspect. We're going to skip that portion of the conversation. But if you want to know where it is, I'll give you a hint. When Darth Yoda gets to the Revelation and reads about the second coming, this may play out like a science fiction movie right here in this galaxy. Complete with motherships and lasers. To give you a clue as to where the New Jerusalem may reside.
I don't know. I'm still in the Game of Thrones part. I haven't got into the spaceship part yet.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers. The New Jerusalem may be here in this galaxy. FYI. And it's on its way. Have you ever seen Dark City?
No.
Oh, man. That is a great movie. Highly underrated. Most people hadn't even heard of it. It's an amazing movie. Dark City. It's my wife's one of her favorite movies. It's funny. Her favorite movies are Dark City and Sin City. Any other movies out there with... Yeah, is there any other movies with the name City? In other words? Sin City, yeah, it was really cool. Very stylized comic book film. It's actually one of the ones that gets forgotten about in the entire comic book movie conversation.
I like them both. I like this second one as well, but I think the first one was epic. It's just
yeah, totally. Yeah, they were both good. I guess I expected more because so many years had passed for the second one, but yeah, that first one was just like a revelation when I first saw it. My wife, she still likes to go back and watch it from time to time.
I like stories about the anti-heroes, the people that are not like typically considered righteous, but they still sort of have like a, I don't know, right way of thinking, that they seek justice, but maybe in ways that aren't considered, civil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Notice how I did that? I just tied it back into civil monsters.
Yeah. It's true. It's one of the things I'm going to write another intro for you. Something like, he was a warrior for justice before it was made popular on social media. Something like that. Because you're like the original social justice warrior, but like the actual definition.
But with like guns.
Well, for real social justice, not the fake manufactured oppression kind.
Right.
But you were always about...
I don't care about microaggressions.
No, you don't care about mansplaining and things, but you were always about...
Or manspreading.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Manspreading. That's what I meant. But yes, mansplaining is the other thing.
Too.
There is that too. Yeah, it's funny. Huh. But anyway, yeah, you were always one out there fighting for justice on all fronts before there was ever, popular political aspects to it. Before Milo termed it a social justice warrior, had I heard that phrase, social justice warrior, before I knew what a social justice warrior was, like in the Milo sense, I would have said, "Oh yeah, that's Roger." Oh, sorry. God damn it.
I don't care.
Anyway, yeah, totally.
I don't think justice needs to be abridged. It's just justice. It doesn't have to be social justice.
Yeah. Should it be all caps? Just justice. I made that little animation. I wonder if I have it here somewhere.
From back in the day?
Says I did just a basic search. Oh yeah. From back in the day. That I did this animation. Can't find the animation, but here's a image from it. Oh, nope.
It should be on the channel, shouldn't it?
Huh, strange. Loading up Photoshop.
So, are you glad, Anarcho Jesus, that you didn't end up going to Louisiana?
Yes. I hate that I'm not able to spend time with my uncle during these days, which could potentially be his last days. That makes me sad. But we did get to spend a lot of good time together over the past few years, as he's been aware of his condition for a few years. And that's like a blessing for him, in the sense that he's had a few years to make amends with people and to make things right. And a lot of people don't ever get that chance. The best thing you can do is live a life where you never have to make amends, and try to live a life where you have made amends and so forth. Restitution with people, not only ask for forgiveness and told them that you're sorry, but you've literally taken the time to think of ways that you can make it right, and to go through the effort and to show that type of effort put forth is a way to clear your soul from the types of regrets that could haunt you at the end of your life. And my uncle's had a chance to do that. I think at least he's had the time to. I hope he's taken full advantage of the time. I know he had an estranged son at one time. So, and I hear that he's been around in his like most dire hours and so forth. The estranged son has been back around and has helped nurse him back to better health. Didn't look like he was going to make it. In fact, I packed my bag that day that I heard that he wasn't doing well, and was going to head on like within the week, but I just kept putting it off. I just feel like I got infected.
It's a cayenne.
Oh, okay. No corona. Corona free sneeze. So I just kept putting it off until
I usually say really.
You just violated the 5, man. Do the 5. Come on. You don't sneeze into your hand, you sneeze into your elbow.
Yeah, but
that's number 3 on the 5.
Yeah, don't be Joe Biden sneezing into your hand like that.
Right, and then shaking a hand or touching a doorknob.
Yeah, or fondling some
young girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna spread the paprika.
There used to be a ton of videos about creepy Joe Biden, and the last time I searched for him, I couldn't find him. There was one like edit where it was like one little girl after another. It was just so awkward.
Mm-hmm. They're hard to find now.
Yeah.
They used to be so easy to find. Yeah. It's like everyone that saw those videos back in the day thought there's no way Joe Biden's going to be the Democrat frontrunner. There's just no way.
No. No.
And now it's kind of like, I guess we just won't bring those videos up. We'll just pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, it doesn't matter because like videos of him fondling multiple little girls in a row are really the least of his concerns. You know, the Democrats are worried whether or not he can get through one coherent thought on stage. And that's the end of my thought.
Were you going to pull up the video or something or no?
I gave up.
All right.
Sorry.
I thought we were waiting for it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dead
I
air.
was leaving you guys hanging. No, sorry. Y'all were waiting on me. I was just waiting on just to see what you guys had. Yeah. I was looking, but nothing came. I'm not going to show the Russell Brand video again because that one has not changed.
We've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah, well, you guys have seen it plenty of times, and it hasn't changed at all since then. But that's going to be a fun one whenever it drops. You know, the reason why we currently only have 3 people tuned into the live stream and not 30 is because we haven't been dropping regular content on the channel like we should.
That's right. Yeah, we were talking about this off air on Sunday a bit.
Yeah, we were. It was a good conversation. I'm kind of glad that we're getting back into it now.
Yeah.
On air. But yeah, it's like live streams tend to be supplemental content to the main content, which would be your regular uploads on the channel, which we don't have currently. Because basically it's just enough to do live streams at this point for me. And as you can see, I am working on content, but the things I tend to work on, not exactly sure how they're going to become a video per se.
Well, that ETH one is off to a good start.
Off to a start. Maybe my
Good
videos.
start.
Maybe my videos will have. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe the videos will be on different topics and just have like little interstitial cutaways to musical interludes like that. I don't know. But that's like way too high budget. And then you're talking about a video every month rather than a video every couple of days. And that was the problem before and why the channel never really, I mean, it had traction, but it never really took off. You know, 2,000 subscribers or so was fine. You know, it was great. That was my goal, 2,000 subscribers. And then it was like, okay, we're done. No, I mean, the Ron Paul revolution kind of came to a conclusion, and that was the bulk of the content on the channel at that time. So there wasn't much more to do. I think I did post a few anti-Hillary videos during the last campaign cycle. You want to see one of those? Actually, let's do that because there's one of the videos I made that I'm really proud of. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Do you recall the one I'm referring to?
Not yet.
Okay. Go to our channel. Videos. This is one during the... Oh, wow. I was just noticing how beautiful our channel looks with all these live stream icons. Let me share it out so you can see what I'm talking about. Under the videos tab on the channel. So we have a new banner updated for what we've been doing with the live streams. And then scrolling down into the videos, look at all the live streams. Like the icons are so colorful. like seeing them together on a page like that was kind of.
Oh no! Right now, I just see ETH Bag music video.
Really? Hang on. Something didn't share properly. Let me do this again. Share screen. Entire video. Or entire screen. Allow. Now you're seeing the channel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is like the homepage. Okay, so we're live now. That video icon appears on the homepage. So people that are visiting can get right into our live stream. But I was just noticing how like colorful this page looked with all of those thumbnails. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Here it is. Hillary's. This was yeah, that's right. I uploaded this on November 6th, I see here, but it was a 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November video. We have a few of those November 5th videos in our history if you guys want to check out the archives. Let me unplug the earphones so we can hear this.
Here's what I want you to remember. I want to be the president forever. And in fact,
This is called,
oh, wow.
The title of this video is Hillary Clinton's Freudian Slip.
going to provoke an attack because then we will be in power for as long as anyone can imagine.
That's the reason I say, if anybody's going to do it, we ought to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of the videos that we posted to the channel back in 2016. One of the more recent videos posted to the channel, which
I like
wasn't
that.
very recent at all.
Yeah.
But it's a good video nonetheless. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what we need to do. And so for those of you watching or tuned into the replay, you get to enjoy this little bit of a family meeting amongst the Rep Freedom Force here about the channel. So here's what I think would be really cool. You guys have great topics that you're researching. And sometimes your research produces organized thoughts in your brain. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Not always. Maybe not even often. But,
but every now and then.
An organized thought actually emerges.
Yes. Every now and then an organized thought will emerge, or an insight, or something that's a little bit off from right?
Yeah.
So
maybe not a full moment of wisdom, but
well, all it takes is an inspiration. It just takes a spark. And so you get that spark of inspiration. What I would encourage you to do is pull out the laptop or a piece of paper and a pen, whatever, and just jot down your thoughts at that moment, just to get them on a hard copy right then and there. And then all you need to do is record your essay into your iPhone or into your Yeti. Now that we're all Yeti'd out, you can just record it into your laptop to get the best quality audio. Send me the audio file. Send me a few images that you want to go into the video that'll kind of go along with whatever it is you're saying. And then I'll do the rest. I'll make sure to like make it in the style of a Rep Freedom Force video and post that out there. Then that way it's not just me posting, creating, even though I'm editing and producing the final content that will be posted, the actual content itself, the which is the hardest part, is coming up with the idea and the actual thought, the comprehensible addition to the zeitgeist of what's going on. That's, you guys just record an audio file, send it to me with a few images, and I will make the final video out of it. And then that way we can get more content flowing to the channel rather than just me alone. I mean, this channel always was about the group. You know, it was, you know, we're the libertarian comrades. You know, this is the community effort going on here, and always has been. But most of the time in the past, most of the efforts paid off in terms of street activism and meetups in the physical world. Now I want to spend as much energy as we used to spend on that kind of stuff toward making you channel. Something just fell. I don't know what it was, but that's how we could do it. You guys just it's, you know, real easy to get that kind of content to me. Audio file, a few images, and yeah, and I'll take it from there. Get videos posted, video essays that I'm working on as well. So maybe what I need to do is finish one of mine to show you kind of what I have in mind, like what a finished video essay would look like, and then you're like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah,
it's a great idea. I like the idea. Yeah.
I'd like to get a video from Justice on the war against testosterone.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Like, he's got me scared away from ever drinking anything out of a can ever again after tonight.
Yeah, it's really quite terrible. Like, in that, yeah, it's shocking because, like, how many men are drinking out of cans?
Yeah,
I mean, like beer, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like this whole debate within the craft beer scene about, like, you know, cans versus bottles. That I think it's like supposedly like it stays better longer in a can, or, you know, I forget what the issue is, but yeah, like there's a ton of, like, you know, good beers that come mostly in cans right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many avenues are directly affecting our testosterone. It's just crazy. It's not. I don't believe in coincidences either.
Well, you do that video, and Darth Yoda, you drill down deep into the craft beer underworld and all that's going on. Yes, I want to hear more about the inner in-house debates of the craft beer community. It's like, that might be a good one, in my opinion. Pop culture, your Picard review, that could be one.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. And yeah,
I'd like to see somebody try to diagnose social justice warrior.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that? Diagnose what?
The syndrome of social justice warrior as a personality disorder.
Well, you were already onto it, Justice. I mean, like, you know, cluster B is a good place to start for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. And Stefan Molyneux was making videos back in the day that makes the case that there's a whole lot more sociopathy in the world than any of us care to admit or realize.
Yeah.
In fact, that it's touched us on a personal level more than we care to recognize.
Yep.
And things like that.
Yeah.
Like, he was talking about that long ago. That was like
if not
some of the first.
If not sociopathy, you know, it's other stuff within that's closely related to it within a border, you know, within a cluster B. Like, if not sociopaths or, you know, antisocial personality disorder, you know, you've been touched by a narcissist or by a borderline, you know, all this stuff is like very closely related personality types.
Yeah.
That I think everybody has encountered, you know, one way or another, unfortunately.
But enough about my mother, Mary.
Nah, Mary's a nice lady. It's your dad who, like, you know,
yeah, he was the real son of a bitch.
In my journey through the Old Testament, I do get like this borderline kind of vibe sometimes. Like, you know, he loves Israel 1 minute and smites them the next minute, and then the next minute they're
pull.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that? You remember that so-called parable in the New Testament about the two brothers You remember that? Like one brother.
Spoilers.
All right, spoilers. Jesus gives this parable, says that there's two brothers, and that one's a real dipshit and takes half of his inheritance and goes and wastes it. And the other one is real faithful and stays home and does everything that the father says and all that.
Is this the prodigal son?
Right. Well, I just wanted to let you guys know it's not a parable. I'm the dipshit son. And holier than thou, Jesus, the other one. Never mind. We'll get into it later. But yeah, I'm still seeking therapy over all this, so I can't really fully verbalize it just yet because I haven't insight yet what's going on here. But definitely something. Man, my brothers. We've been going for 3 hours. Yeah, I don't want to end. I actually don't want to end. I could go longer. But I have some dinner calling my name.
All right.
Yeah, but let's not just end it abruptly. Let's proper goodbyes to all the people that have been tuned in, listening to us. I'm sure as they're doing other things and just kind of having a few voices in the background to pass the time as we're all stuck in our houses, basically waiting for word from the Tecate task force as to what's to come next. And as we saw today,
ratings smash hit Tecate task force.
the ratings extravaganza show that's coming at you every day. It seems like they've gotten to a place where they don't have a whole lot to update us with, and we're just at home and we're like, man, what's coming next and what do we do? It's nice to have voices out there that we can listen to and trust, and you can trust that everything that we said tonight is 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
perfectly accurate in every way,
especially the Hollow Earth stuff.
Truth, absolute. And when the Nazis return with their Bitcoin-infused weaponry, you can believe that you heard it here first.
Yes.
That's right, people. So you make sure to take care of yourselves out there and give a little love while you have a chance to do it. And that may not be in the form of a hug or a handshake anytime soon, but reach out to your mom. Call your moms, people. Like, it's been a while since I've called mine, and
tomorrow. Eat your anarchy popcorn too.
Yeah, do enjoy your anarchy popcorn. And by the way, if you're curious about how to make your own anarchy popcorn, the recipe exists in our
anarchy popcorn versus the Rebel Yell.
That's right.
That's the Rep Freedom Force classic.
Go back through our archives and find it there. There's a little interlude in the middle where Justice reveals his secret recipe, which I think he downloaded from someone else, but if I recall correctly. But anyway, great video, one of the best. We need to make more videos, gentlemen. I know it. We all know it. We've always known it, but it was always me just making the videos, so it was a little difficult. So, if this channel will ever grow beyond the 2,000 subscribers it currently has, down from 2,040 because we've been losing subscribers like crazy. It's great. It's great. Looking forward to 1,800. So, but if we ever want to grow again, we just need to post regular content. Back in the day, I was always thinking like one video a week would be all it would take. One decent video a week. Every now and then, one will go viral. Channel will grow. That was really difficult though. I was able to do like one video a week for like 2-month sprints at a time, but that was about it. And then it was like one video a month. It was just hard because I was always producing these epic, masterpiece montages. Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, they all still exist if you want to check out our archives.
One of the epic is there.
Yeah, well, that's that Anarchy Popcorn video is the epic. That was the one that I felt was closest to what we had in mind for the epic. But we also have some pretty popular videos like the Thomas Jefferson of our time, the bank run video. That was our debut video, which I still need to repost because we got a copyright claim on that and no longer receive any revenue off of it. So, and now's the time because bank runs are literally happening again right now. Did you guys hear, by the way, some of the banks?
Some of them have put out there like, oh, please don't withdraw too much money right now.
That's right. Like this is the beginnings of it. We're starting to catch first wind of the 2020 bank run that we haven't heard of since 2008, basically when we made our video. And yeah, it's starting with like, please don't withdraw more than $2,000 in one day, please. and you know, then people catch wind of that and they're like, well, then I'm going to withdraw $2,000 every day.
Yeah.
You know, if it's going to be like that. And I know I'm thinking it. There must be plenty of other people thinking it too, which means the bank runs are beginning now. So it'd be a good time to get our bank run video. Maybe I can repurpose it a little bit, make it modern, like apply to what's going on now with all the old footage, but somehow tie it into the bank runs that are happening today.
Remastered version.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of it, it had a few clips from media at that time. So maybe I'll replace those clips with media from today's day. Maybe there'll be enough footage I can do like a montage of all like different media from then and now talking about runs on the bank.
Yeah, this can be like the Disney Vault. So the bank run video is special, exclusive, limited edition version.
I like it, dude. That's a good. Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that idea. I think maybe the thumbnail. I'll have something in the thumbnail, like the remastered special edition.
Free Hollywood Vault.
Yeah, out of the vault. Yeah, that'd be great. I can't remember what my insight was about the vault before that you were talking about, but
you had some insight about it in regards to this like trend of the live action versions, you know, like suddenly there's live action Jungle Book, you know, live action Lion King, et cetera, and you related that to the vault somehow, that this like, you know, but you would have to remember what your point was though, because I don't.
There's the rub. But yeah, you know, Disney's been remaking all the old classics as these live action / animated remakes. And I just love those crunch sounds in between every thought.
Sorry. I've been trying to mute, but I forget.
No, don't even worry about it. I love it. Yeah, I can't recall what the point was, but man, these new live action remakes, I mean, they're technical achievements in one sense, especially the fur on these animals, you know, so real, the rendering. But why? Like the originals are so good and kids would love them if you just show them to them.
Well, they have
I guess you have to monetize, you know, you have to monetize everything, every generation. That was my insight. I just remembered it. I just remembered my insight. The insight,
okay, go.
The insight was
you have
that
to monetize every generation.
That's right. You have to monetize each generation. And in order to do that thing, because for some strange reason, it's just not good enough to show the old stuff again. You know, you just can't do that. So you have to remake it. And I'm not sure how that tied back into the vault, but that was my insight as far as it's weird. It's like,
well, that would kill off. Was it that this would kill off the vault? Like nobody's gonna see the originals anymore or care about the originals anymore? Like,
man, I couldn't imagine.
I think the new ones have a different social justice twist to them, don't they? Don't all of them? Like, Aladdin,
onward.
like, for instance, I saw a review about the new Aladdin and how
Right,
she didn't
right.
need his help. She was able to, get free or whatever independently. She was all she needed.
Right. I didn't see that one, but right, that'd sound about right. And I did see the Beauty and the Beast remake. It was good. It's very much like the animated version. It had more of a backstory on Belle's mother, which didn't exist in the animated version, which I appreciated. It turned Apu into a gay character. That's Gaston's sidekick. So I noticed that as far as, social culture war stuff. I mean, it didn't feel like culture war to me. It just felt like annoying more than anything. But other than that, it was a pretty decent remake. It was very much like the cartoon, actually. You watch it, you're like, oh yeah, beat by beat, this is the cartoon. Oh no, there's a new beat here, a new beat there. But other than that, it plays out very much like the animated. And yeah, I really, maybe during quarantine, I'll take time to watch Jungle Book and some of those other ones too. Mm-hmm. I'd be interested to see Dumbo. I was a real big fan of the original Dumbo.
Oh, right. And I hear there's they did that for Dumbo too.
Yeah, and it didn't do well at all. Yeah, it's out and it's.
Yeah, I even forgot that they did that, and I guess that's probably because it didn't do too well. It just.
Yeah, it came and it didn't create much of a splash at all, and I mean there was some audiences there for it, but it didn't really. I don't think it was a box office success, as they'd say. It was a dark movie. It was directed by Tim Burton, I believe.
The new Dumbo?
Yeah, it has like elements that you would imagine would be successful. I mean, if this were the 1990s, that movie would have been huge. You had Tim Burton, dark movie, Dumbo.
Yeah.
That sounds like a winning formula right there. But yeah, it just didn't click in 2019. But yeah, that's one that I'm interested in seeing. I was always a big fan of Dumbo, I guess. I liked that movie when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And Winnie the Pooh. That was the other one. I was a big fan of Winnie the Pooh. What about you guys? Who's your biggest cartoon? Who's your favorite cartoon character as a kid?
My favorite,
no takers?
My favorite cartoon, I think, was one of the Animatrix movies. One of the Animatrix, whatever you call it, shorts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the Animatrix.
Yeah,
it was the not very well known sequel to the original Matrix movie.
The Matrix. Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I remember those existing, but
not so much a sequel.
That I thought were fantastic.
Which ones were those?
It was like an in between, and they actually did carry the story from one movie to the other movie. But there were a series of shorts that were independently directed by a bunch of different artists.
That's right. I remember now. Mm-hmm. And you're referring to one of the ones you're referring to is the anime.
Yeah, they call them Animatrix.
Yeah, it's the Animatrix. They're all anime, but I mean the one that was done in that classic 2D anime style rather than the 3D ones.
The one that did the sort of like history of the fall, the war against AI, and they took like Vietnam era video and sort of created like different like executions and just horrific things that came out of like the Vietnam era sort of like communist sort of regime, authoritarian like murders, and they would like reshoot them with anime, and I just thought it was incredibly moving.
Mm-hmm. We did
showing the sort of the idea that it's not okay to kill robots. Which I thought that was kind of interesting, because once we do create AI, there will be a challenge whether or not we believe if they do have consciousness and if they do have a right to life.
So I recall that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, Anarcho Jesus, you're going to have to get caught up on Picard then, because as you already know, that's a big theme in the Picard, Star Trek Picard is AI. AI is basically the big bad of the season.
Because they made them all illegal, like even before Picard started, right?
Yeah, I guess that's like kind of the part of the storyline is that, AI is now illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he's trying to, he tries to bring, because like this girl is Data's daughter somehow, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. It's Data's daughter is, there's two of them because.
And not Mary Sue.
Right. The daughter, not Mary Sue. Well, she's not because she died.
Yeah, I don't really think she was.
Spoilers.
But I don't really think she was like
But she lives. But she lives. She's invincible.
She died, but she lives because there was a twin, and so that's where
and the twins hanging out on a Borg cube and with a bunch of Romulans, basically.
Romulans, right. It's an outpost now.
Yeah.
And that's where episode 1 ends. That's where I ended off. And by the way, just as public service announcement, Darth Yoda informs me that you can now log on to CBS All Access for free to watch Picard or the last 30 years of Days of Our Lives, if you like, during the quarantine. And they CBS has done that as a service to you and me.
I can watch all of Picard right now?
I think so.
Yeah. CBS All Access has like 1 month free trial, basically for the quarantine, I guess.
Do I want to clutter my brain with Picard though?
Well, it's not over tomorrow, is it? This is the end of the month.
Well, no, it's not over. I mean, I think like
it's just 1 month after you sign up for it.
You sign up. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you have to remember to cancel it before your second month starts.
Right.
So you get charged the $10 or whatever it is.
Right. Which you'll probably forget and pay a month or two before you remember, and that's fine too.
Right.
They're counting on it, so
yeah.
Well, I'll definitely check that out and catch up so that we can have a more in-depth conversation on Picard. I was just a little, I don't know. I mean, I've seen lots of stories and movies about AI and so forth that it's been explored so much that this seems kind of retreading some old ground in other, not this franchise, never been explored in this franchise, but in other franchises it's been beaten to death. So I was just like, man, Star Trek was always treating AI differently. Like the AI in the ship is very useful, takes commands very well, can fact check like none other. But it wasn't sentient. The first sentient AI we were introduced to was Data.
Data, exactly.
Lieutenant Commander Data, who was a first of a kind.
Can I interject in this? One thing I did like about Star Trek is it was always had a positive view of the future, but every single other movie that came out about the future was dystopian. Like almost every single other movie. The only thing I could think of was Her, wasn't necessarily dystopian. And I think there may have been one or two others, but just about everything, including all the new Star Treks, were dystopian.
That's a really good question. By the way, if you're listening right now and you can think of a movie about artificial intelligence that is not dystopian, hit us up in the chat.
Yeah.
Close Encounters of a Third Kind is the other one that comes to mind. That's a Steven Spielberg movie from the 1970s.
But that wasn't future. That wasn't a movie set in the future.
And it wasn't AI.
Right. Close Encounters is just like alien contact in the 70s or whatever, presumably.
Yeah, I guess I was broadening it in my mind where it was AI and aliens. But because AI, when true AI or general AI emerges, might very much be like aliens.
Oh, there was a Robin Williams movie that I don't think it was dystopian.
Oh, right. That was
something man.
Millennial Man, but it's not millennial. It's something else. Centurion Man. No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like one, and there might be like one more, but that was about it. I mean, there's almost no utopian or even non-dystopian movies that are based in the future.
Yeah, very few. Another one that
like, with NLP, like you have to be able to see a positive future in order to move forward and do productive things. You have that's like the number one thing you have to do is set a positive goal. And if every single movie shows the future as being nihilistic, what do you think you're going to get in society?
Yeah, you're going to get dystopia. You're going to wake up on April 1st, 2020 and be in full on dystopia as we basically are.
And Gene Roddenberry had a different idea.
And I've been seeing people post things on Instagram like that are saying we are the virus.
What?
Like, yeah, you know, like, okay, like there are a lot of people that are anti-human, obviously.
Yeah, there's this whole like notion of that the virus, that this is nature's revenge, this is the Earth's revenge against humanity's humanity basically being a virus on this planet.
Yeah, which is insane. Like, I mean, like what kind of a human being would like to see the death of
your whole species?
Well, they're out there. I've talked to some people that say that's the only way to save the Earth. You know, that survival is overrated, basically.
What I want to tell them is start with yourself.
Yeah, seriously, put your money where your mouth is there.
That's a good point.
The problem. I mean, that's why we have school shootings. Is these people are nihilistic.
Yeah,
they really are buying into this worldview that's being propagated in society, and thinking they're the righteous ones for trying to kill as many people as possible and taking themselves out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. They do shoot themselves, but they decide that, hey, we're going to take as many people with us first.
And that's righteous to them.
Yeah. That's the real, like, just sickness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, it's a really, there's no positive future with a society that wants to project that onto our kids.
And then with Star Trek, you had kind of a vision
that was always
future that was very pro-human. It's a very humanist story, and
even pro-Western culture.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Individual liberties. There's a lot of really great philosophical questions that came up in the original and in Next Generation Star Trek. So I haven't seen Picard yet. Well, from what I've heard in a general sense, one of the weaknesses of the series is the fact that it is so much a continuous story rather than episodes that are self-contained. With the occasional overall storyline.
But I mean, that's the trend that TV in general does right now. So it's really just following like overall what most TV drama is at this point, which is a whole season-long story arc rather than individual episodes. The way it would have been when
I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. I was getting ahead of myself, I guess, bringing that up. But the question I really had was, since you've seen Picard, does it have the kind of like what I'm talking about with themes of humanism and things that kind of inspire you and make you feel good? It's like Star Trek to me is it's not so much about the details of the technicalities, the schematics of the ships and things like that. It's more about the feeling I got watching it more than anything, or the feeling I would walk away from after having watched it. And it was always I mean, and it's not just me.
Inspiring,
Most
right?
people that you talk to, they'd say positivity.
Inspiring. Yeah, and it was inspiring.
Like smart people doing smart things, solving, really difficult problems.
Yeah, I don't get that feeling from it. I mean, it's positive in the sense that, yes, Picard saves the galaxy and stuff, and the threat is solved, and they fly off at the end, on to season 2, I guess.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's frustrating. It's a frustrating season. It's, on the other hand, I remind myself that like season 1 of Next Generation is famously awful. Star Trek has gotten off to weak starts before and gotten good. So who knows? Maybe season 2 will be better than this.
Well, man, if you still have a little bit of hope for a positive outcome for season 2, then I'll have some faith with you. Even though I haven't seen season 1 fully yet, but even so, this entire time I've been hoping that you would enjoy it because you've been banking on it.
Get through season 1. I mean, I want to see what you think.
It doesn't seem like you've had the same reaction to at least season 1 that I had to, say, like the Disney Star Wars trilogy.
No, it's not that extreme. My issue with season 1 is that like over the last month or so of it, like I just got really bored with it. Like the new characters in this show just never really took off for me. Like they just seemed like kind of sci-fi cliches.
Character development, character arc.
Yeah, there's just no interesting character development. They were kind of sci-fi cliches. Like the pilot on the show, he's the rogue. He's kind of the Han Solo character, right? And he gets the girl archetype, just like Han Solo does. And but he's not Han Solo. He's not memorable like Han Solo's memorable. He's just kind of filling this particular cliched role.
Archetype.
Yeah. Yeah, but not even an archetype.
Not even that.
In a real deep Jungian kind of real sense of the term archetype. It's like a scriptwriter was like oh yes, the charming rogue archetype. Okay, we checked that one off, guys. All right, on to the next one. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's kind of the feeling I get from the new characters on this show, and it's, I don't know, kind of boring.
Well, that's the same with Star Wars as well. I mean, I saw a video today by Robot Head, brilliant Fandom Menace YouTuber, by the way, Robot Head. He's like Mahler meets The Critical Drinker, but with a high production value. It's really great.
I thought it was a really well-made video.
Yeah, you saw that one then that I'm talking to. He makes the point that clearly Disney had no intention of developing the original legacy characters any further than they were, like in any meaningful way. But the surprising thing is that they apparently didn't intend to do that with the characters they invented either. Yeah. Because you go through 3 movies with these characters and you end the trilogy feeling like you barely know them much more than you knew of them in the first movie.
Is talent that hard to come by in Hollywood these days, do you think? I mean, I'm not sure. Writing is really not. What's happened to writing? I mean,
writing has always been an issue. I recall when I was in film school, I did writing for animators, and there was this writer lady that taught the class, and she made the point way back then that good writing is a scarcity in Hollywood. It's a scarcity in the world, but especially in Hollywood where there's such a high demand for rapid production of content. That very rarely, in her opinion, did you ever get anything that was substantial in the writing aspect of the stories. And so she was encouraging film students to expand their horizons, become better writers so that they could ultimately make better content for the future and maybe drag Hollywood up with them. You know, a noble goal is you're teaching students for the next generation and all.
Yeah.
But I always remembered that, though. I don't really privy myself to be much of a writer per se. I mean, I write, of course, and do storyboards and whatever's necessary to get the job done. But I'm not sitting around thinking of my next great novel or screenplay. So I don't consider myself.
I've heard Richard Grannon and Jordan Peterson talk about creativity and how incredibly rare it is.
Yeah, I think that's really the point. Look, there's tremendous talent on all of these shows, these franchise shows
No new ideas, obviously.
that we've mentioned in the stream and in previous streams, and we'll mention again in future streams. But all of these franchise shows has tremendous talent, tremendous artists that are bringing all of their talent to bear onto the project. But have you ever heard the term polishing a turd? There's only so much you can do with what they're giving you to work with. And as artists, they're putting as much of their experience and knowledge of special effects and of lighting and of color and of sound design and of editing to try to create the shiniest frickin' turd in the galaxy. And they do, man. I mean, Doctor Who never looked better.
And never looked worse at the same time.
It's just never been worse, you know. Well, I didn't see the latest seasons, but from what I hear, it's never been worse. But
yeah, the Critical Drinker has a lot to say about it.
Oh, definitely have to check out the Critical Drinker on Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, I'm way behind Doctor Who, but it's not a priority right now.
It never was. I mean, not for Americans, but for me, I was introduced to Doctor Who back in high school. That's right, Messiah High. Anyway, we
I must have been like 10 when I first started watching Doctor Who.
They played it Saturday nights.
America, like all the old Doctor Who would be PBS would pick it up at random times and stuff.
Yeah. That was it. It was Saturday night PBS. It was Doctor Who and the Star Hustler. Star Hustler was like a small program that would follow Doctor Who. It was like this amateur astronomer who had a TV show. Maybe he wasn't an amateur. In fact, I did a little research on him later in life. I guess he's passed away by now, but the Star Hustler, he actually was an administrator of a planetarium and a museum, I believe, of cosmology. But he had his show, The Star Hustler, where he talked about all the things going on in the skies that you could look out and observe. And was basically teaching kids about cosmology and things, which was cool. But it was Doctor Who. That's the show that kind of really hooked me. And I felt like I was the only kid in America that knew about this show. I mean, I know that wasn't true.
Well, I mean, it didn't take off in America, obviously, until, kind of the modern era of it.
In the 2000s, right?
Yeah, until the 2000s, until it got brought back in the 2000s. And,
right.
Late 2000s.
Had, like, wands and blue telephone booths. And
yeah.
I was introduced to Doctor Who during the Tom Baker being the actor playing a curly-headed doctor with the long scarf.
And I mean, to this day, like, he's the person who was in the role like the longest of all time. So
I felt so special. Like, no one in America knows about the show, and this show is really kind of cool, even though it's low budget. But it makes you think.
Yeah,
and it has really cool sound design. That theme song. I mean, they've done all kinds of different iterations of it, but it always
the core
harkens
of it
back.
Is always the same. Yeah,
yeah, it's that Thurman. was is the name of the instrument. It was a very sci-fi type of instrument that uses electromagnetic waves and basically motion sensor, like early motion sensors of some sort. And you would like play a harp, but you're like doing like air guitar with a harp.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I looked up Tom Baker, and that's the same one that I was introduced to.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was the first Doctor Who that I was aware of.
Yeah,
and they were like
the only one that I like watched.
I was able to experience the regeneration. So I was watching the Tom Baker Doctor Who when the regeneration happened. Now I had
when he turned into the next guy.
Yeah, and it shocked me because I didn't know about regenerations or anything.
Oh, okay.
Because like you said, Tom Baker had been Doctor Who forever, and so the only people that really knew about the regenerations were those that had been watching Doctor Who for many years prior to that, where they had a prior doctor. And I didn't know about that history or anything. All I knew is this is just eclectic, weird sci-fi show from Britain that plays late nights on Saturdays that no one knows about but me. and when the regeneration happened, it was weird because he was like, Doctor Who was this curly-headed, tall, dapper-looking, gentleman with the long scarf, and then he regenerates and he comes back as this blonde tennis instructor.
Right, a blonde guy with like the celery stick in his lapel.
Yeah, he would wear like pullover V-neck sweaters and like tie them up in a knot and stuff. And I mean, I
like that guy too. That there's some good episodes and serials for that guy. I forget his name, the actor's name, but
I would have loved to have seen more of it. But
there's some good stuff in that era too.
It happened that I graduated from high school at the same time that the regeneration happened. I was only able to catch a couple of episodes before life moved on, and so did I. And so I was basically lost from the Doctor Who franchise for a couple of decades, I guess, until the new iterations returned. And I watched all of that stuff right up until Matt Smith.
Yeah.
And
I got into Doctor Who with the Matt Smith era. I'm sure I believe as a kid I can have vaguely recall having seen it on PBS in the 80s and stuff, but I actually got into it for real during the Matt Smith era, and then that's when I went back and watched like all the old ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. I really would like to pick up and finish the Matt Smith seasons at least. It kind of went a little kid friendly during that, I noticed, and that's I think what mainly didn't turn me off. It just my interest wasn't as high as before when it was more adult oriented, I think. But I can overlook that. I watch Clone Wars, which is more kid oriented and things.
See, I've never seen any of the kid oriented Star Wars though. I've never seen Clone Wars or what's the other cartoon? I
mean, it's still pretty brutal for kid-oriented Star Wars. I mean, they're lopping off heads and taking out entire battalions with laser blasters. And in fact, it got so bad that they had to change it. They changed it over to a new show called Rebels, where they picked the story back up again.
Okay.
But it was less violent, like a toned-down version of Clone Wars, basically. I think I'm getting that right. Definitely correct me in the comments if I'm not. I haven't seen everything. I've just seen enough of it to be dangerous.
I've seen enough of this show. Sorry, guys. I gotta head out though.
Oh man! All right. You know what made me laugh 2 weeks ago is when you typed in the private chat.
Yeah.
I'm making the French exit, and I didn't see it until after you were gone.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a French exit. So
that's exactly it.
Made me laugh.
Well, I'll go ahead and type that in the private comments right now.
Well, we could go ahead and end it. We've been going for 3 hours and 40, but I'm glad that on Tuesday nights that Justice can be here to actually for the duration.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. Yeah, catching up,
man.
talking about things.
Yeah, man. We'll have to mark this stream down as one for the history books, because I think we covered a lot of ground and got into a bit of nostalgia, but yeah, man, this is definitely one to remember. So with that,
I'll prepare a tea focused content.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, get your TED Talk prepared for Sunday. Well, we'll see if we can do it Sunday. If we can get going early enough to allow Justice time to get into a TED Talk on Sunday. Otherwise, it'll be next Tuesday that he gives his TED Talk. What's your talk going to be? Just tease that a little bit.
Well, I'm going to talk about how many ways. Well, basically the war on testosterone, and how many ways. And there are so many ways that testosterone is literally being attacked in almost everything that we do, like everything we consume. There's like 5 different things in our water that are destroying our testosterone. And that's just your water, your tap water. And even bottled water, almost all kinds of water. And sodas and everything. It's it's kind of insane. That's just water. And then our foods, food packaging, it's insane. It's shocking. And the more you learn about it, the more
not to get too deep into it at all, because you still have to give your talk. But just one quick question.
Yeah.
Are boys with lowered testosterone easier to control? More passive and easier to control?
Well, one of the characteristics of being high T is you're driven. And the opposite is true for somebody with low T. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be a side effect. Yeah.
I notice in schools, at least in the government schools, a lot of what they do is geared towards basically managing the boys, just trying to keep the boys in line. The girls all seem to kind of moderate themselves. There's a lot of effort spent towards keeping the boys in line. You think there may be some sort of correlation?
I don't think it's an accident. There's no way it could possibly be an accident. I mean, just BPA, for instance, we've known about its highly estrogenic effect since the 50s. So for it to be the choice product to use for all canned goods and nearly all food packaging, there's no question that was not intentional to me. I don't know how that would come about or make these decisions, but there are a lot of, like we talked about earlier, nihilistic people that really want to prevent people from being born, and that is the side effect.
Well, that was a really intriguing tease to the actual talk that you'll be given. So thanks for that. And that's a great way to end the stream, because all of you tune in either Sunday. Well, definitely tune in Sunday to see if the talk's going to happen. If it doesn't, it'll be Tuesday next week, 1 week from today. But either way, tune in, tell a friend, thumbs up the video just to let YouTube know that you enjoyed what we did tonight. And we'll see you again real soon.
All right.
Take good care of yourselves.
Wash your hands.
Cough into your elbow.
Yeah.
Do the 5, people. Do the 5.
Don't do like that.
Do as Justice says, not as he does. All right. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Wait.